Good evening, everybody, and welcome to sunny Shepherd and Maris Stadium. I knew I was going to say that. Here in Hanover, Pennsylvania, the home of the Hanover Nighthawks. Tonight, DCBN, who was invited in here by the Hanover Nighthawks, very thankful for that. Thank all the administration in here. Will bring you the 87th meeting between the Hanover Nighthawks and the Delone Catholic Squires. It's the 86th straight year that this game has taken place. Most of them right in here at Shepherd and Maris Field. It's just one of the longest running rivalries, continuous rivalries in the state of Pennsylvania, and DCBN thought it should be on media somewhere, so we requested from Hanover, and Hanover graciously said, come on in and do it. They gave us nice space here. We're with Bill Smith tonight. George Nieder couldn't be here tonight, so Bill Smith's going to hop in here and do the collar for me tonight. Bill, a beautiful night for the game. The field looks great. Nice crowd joining us here.
Yeah, this is a great place to be. Great place to play football always. But the field looks really good. Nice weather. Got a nip in the air, but that's football weather. We just had the Hanover Senior Night festivities, their commemorations, and now they're going to have the band playing. So just getting ready, riled up for the game.
The all-time record here, Delone's 52, 29, and 5 here in these games. But early in this, back in the 30s and 40s, Hanover actually had a 12-game lead in this series. Delone, since the mid-60s and early 70s, has taken control of the series. Since 1970, it's 40 wins for Delone, 8 wins for Hanover, and 2 ties. Hanover's fallen on some tough times. They have a smaller squad than usual, but they played really well against York Catholic 2 weeks ago, only lost 24-0. Now, last week they got it put on them pretty good by Biggerville up at Biggerville, and we'll have to see what Hanover team comes out tonight. They're very young. They start a freshman at quarterback, and we were watching him in warm-ups, and he has a rifle. He can throw the ball around a little bit. So it's a big game for Delone tonight. Not only a rival game, but they can win the league, Division III of the YAIA, outright with the win tonight. They can go 7-0 after a 3-0 start, which we thought was going to
after
0-3 start,
in their first 3,
which we thought was going to be disastrous. They come back and put together this string of 6 wins in a row. They can make it 7 tonight. Also, they can clinch themselves a district playoff tonight with a win. Now, we think they're going to finish 3rd in the districts if they win tonight, which will pit them against Steel High, who they played earlier in the year and lost 35-28 to. That was one of their the second game of the year. It was a loss. So we'll have to see what happens here tonight as the Hawks and Squires get together for, like I said, the 86th straight year. The first game was in November of 1934. So we're talking about grandparents and great-grandparents that have been coming in here to Shepherd and Maris, and from about the 90s on, the game has gone back and forth between J.T. Flaherty Field and in here. But when we were kids, Bill, you too, the first game of the year was always in here at Hanover.
Yeah, it was always first game, and it was always in here.
And it was just, it was orange and black crepe paper, red and blue crepe paper for the people that remember that. So Delone has it's a big game for them tonight, not only because it's the rival game between the Hanover Nighthawks and the Delone Squires, but everything's in the line for Delone, a district playoff seed and an outright win of the Division III for the title.
Yeah, I think the division title probably was in the forefront of their minds now.
Yeah, they already tied for that, but they can win it outright for the first time since 2009. So it's a big deal for Coach Corey Zortman and the Squires. And they're 6-3. The Hawks are 1-8. They're 1-5 in the division. They beat York Tech, but like I said, they played York Catholic very tough they're much better at home. If you look at their losses at home, they've only lost by a couple touchdowns here at home. On the road, they've been getting pretty well, shellacked, but at home here, they held their own. Had their win here against Tech at home, only lost to York Catholic 24-0, and we know York Catholic has a fine offense because we saw them last week. So Delone, of course, is led by the trio of running backs, Josh Fulton, Joe Hernandez, and Tate Nieder, who've really been coming to the forefront since Tate Nieder got back in the lineup. Gives them another option, a little bit more speed. Joe Hernandez runs that sweep, and because of the blocking of the offensive line, particularly Austin Staub, Nick Groft, doing a great job up front. They all are, really. The tight end, Ryan Myers, opening holes, and a lot of these guys go both ways. They'll be on the line in defense, too. So Fulton, really the fullback, gets most of the carries, gets the tough yards inside. Hernandez runs sweeps and also the counters inside, and then you have Tate Nieder running the sweeps and getting out there with his speed, picking up good yardage. Kevin Mowry, the quarterback, has been playing quite well. Gabe Lee, the split end, has come into his own here the last couple weeks, and so we'll have to see if they can keep that going tonight against this, because it's a nice crowd in here. You can always say you can throw away the records in a rival game, and you really can't. I coached 17 years at Delone, came back and coached another year at Delone after 7 years here at Hanover, which I coached, and I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter what the records are. These people that come to the Hanover games, and you can see the great crowd here on the Hanover side like it always is, they believe they can give Delone a game. So, you're going to have to go out and win it on the field. They're not just going to throw their helmets out there and say, take it.
Well, no, and this is their senior night. This is their last game here, their last game of the season. This could be some of their last organized football games ever. They're going to give it all they got. And they're playing Delone Catholic. It's a big deal.
Yeah. One of the boys that's a senior, Aaron Eisenhart, he's a 12th grader, he's the center. He was put out here in the field. He brought out film by his mom and dad, and they said his dad, Jared Eisenhart, was quarterback of the last district championship team for Hanover. So, they have tradition too. It's not only Delone Catholic, it has tradition. Hanover's been playing football for a long time. Let me give you the roster here for Hanover, the starting lineups tonight. On the line, we have number 50, Aaron Eisenhart. Like I said, he's the center. Henry Garcia, number 52, and Carden Trish, number 54, are your guards. Your tackles are Brady Knoll and Ben Newman, number 73 and 74, respectively. In the backfield, they run a 4 wide receiver set with their quarterback and a fullback. Their fullback is number 35, Brett Knoll. Their wideouts are Andre Caban, number 2, Mason Smith, number 10, Roger Walker, number 11, and Mitchell Brown, number 13. And like I said, their quarterback, Chase Roberts, big-sized kid. He's a freshman, 5'11", 170, and he has a nice arm, but he's only a freshman, so he's probably going to make some freshman mistakes. And they like to throw the ball around a little bit with their wide-out sets. So,
well, if he's been playing all season, you can put a little asterisk around by that freshman. This is his 10th game.
Yeah, you're right. He's been starting all year. I mean, he's only a freshman, but he's been the signal caller all year long for Coach Brandon Bishop. And we're going to have to see, how Delone can pressure him, because from the plays we saw him run pre-game here, it looks like they drop back and get rid of the ball as quick as they can, because, they want this kid to throw the ball. And they have another kid, number 87, Bo Gebert, who'll get in the game. He's an 11th grader. He's a 6-foot, 200-pounder. He will be bringing the plays in along with coming in for one of the wideouts on almost every play. The starters for Delone are pretty much the same as they always are. We'll go with the line first, where Nick Groff's one of the tackles. Ryan Overdorf is a center. Gage Willison's a tackle. Alston Staub's a tackle. Other than that, we have Michael O'Brien, number 57, slotted in at guard. Mike O'Brien's the guy that was a back. They needed somebody at guard. He changed his number from whatever it was to 57, and he became a guard, and also an outside linebacker. In the backfield, we have already mentioned Tate Nieder, Joe Hernandez, and Josh Fulton. Ryan Myers will be your tight end. And Corey Hefner, number 4, is going to start at wideout tonight. And Gabe Lee will be coming in with the plays. And then Kevin Mowry is your signal caller and quarterback. So it's basically the same lineup the Squires have been going with all year since they got Tate Nieder back in the lineup. So we'll have to see, Delone hopefully can take control of this game early and get some other kids in. That's the hope, that we don't have any injuries before the Steel High game next week. Now, let's touch on that Steel High game next week. DCBN is planning to do that game. We got an anonymous gift of $250 that covers the cost of doing the game, so we can do the game. The little caveat is here, Steel High would have to have spots for us to go up there and do the game. We plan to go up there and do the game. Maybe even if we have to sit on a table somewhere in the field, we will do whatever we can to put that game on. Now, if Delone would happen to beat Steel High and go to the championship game of the district, Delone DCBN plans to do that too if they can come up with $375.
Yeah, that ramps up for the championship.
They ramp it up for the championship game to $375. Now, Delone could get a home game if Newport beats Upper Dolphin. Newport's the number 4 seed, Upper Dolphin's the number 1 seed.
And that's new for this year, the championship game being played.
The championship game is going to be played at the higher seed And the only way Delone could get a higher seed is win their game, of course, and then have the number 4 seed beat the number 1 seed. Either way, whether it's at Delone, whether it's at Sonny Shepherd or somewhere else, or not Sonny Shepherd, JT Flaherty Field or somewhere else, we're gonna have to come up with $375, and we will press that issue next week. That you can call into Eric Lawrence at Delone, or private message me. Everybody that knows me, I can get that to Delone. I can get the message to Delone, but we're going to need that fee to do the championship game. Like I said, the fee for the first game has been anonymously donated to us, and Bill and me and George and Danny, we plan to go up there and do the game. Hopefully we get a spot. And if we don't, we'll try to set up a table or something and do the best we can to bring you the Squires and the Steel High Rollers next week.
Yeah, a lot of great things in your monologue here first. But one of the big things, I think, if we get to see a rematch with Steel High, is I really think the team's completely different than it was when we played them first.
Well, yes, it is.
And especially on the line. You had Overdorf taking up a spot. The end of last year, Austin Staub did the same thing, and he was still pretty new to the lineman position. And through the year, those two, Nick Groff, Toby's boy, Myers, they've actually taken a whole lot of pride in being linemen. And for most of them, Nick's always been a lineman, I think, but the rest, they're converts.
Yeah.
They've gone from receiver and back,
as Coach Nieder says when he's always here, George Nieder, because he was a lineman.
Well, and I was too. That's why.
You have to give credit, and you do. I mean, when we see Joe Hernandez break one for 10, 12 yards, you can look over there and see Nick Groff, Austin Stahl, Brian Myers, Gage Wilderson, these guys knocking people down, and that's why they're getting the yardage they're getting.
And and you saw that the same thing with Mark Luckenbell. There was always a Craig Staub or a Duke Staub running front with them.
And Mark Luckenbell would have been the first one to admit that, and I'm telling you what, Joe Hernandez, Fulton, and them guys are the first one to admit it now. And the Hawks just come on the field here. We're going to have the national anthem shortly. We will try to keep quiet for that and try to pick it up. Hopefully we can. The Hanover band's pretty far down to our left, so I don't know how much we're going to get of it. We're right on midfield here. The refs are in the midfield. Squires are now taking the field. Like I said, you got your starting lineups. We're almost ready to go here at Shepherd and Myers. And once again, I have to say what Bob Kress did to this field is amazing. It looks like it hasn't even been played on all year.
Yeah, for the last game of the season, this is stellar. I mean, it's really good.
I coached 2 or 3 of these guys that are on the coaching staff here at the Hanover when I was here, and I talked to them before the game, and they think they got a chance. They're not. They're realistic about Delone's the better team, but you have to go into this game, with the confidence that that you can do things that Delone's not going to be ready for. I want to say hi to everybody listening out there. I know there's people from Florida listening. My sister down there, and my buddy up in New York. I think George Nieder's listening down where he's at this week. There's people down at the shore listening, and that's why we do this, so we can keep people abreast of what's going on here with Delone Catholic High School. At halftime, Bill will go over some stuff that's happening here at school, and hopefully we have a guest speaker. I won't give it out now, but hopefully I got somebody who I'm going to try to interview at half. We'll have to wait and see if that works out. This is exciting. It's not very. It just boggles my mind that this is the 86th year, the 87th meeting in 1995. The Squires and the Hawks met twice because we met in the district playoffs, and the Hawks won that game. But it's the 86th consecutive year. What runs 86 consecutive years anymore? It just doesn't happen. And we had some media had to cover it, and I'm glad Hanover invited us in here and gave us the opportunity to do this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I think we are getting close to the national anthem, but we are getting very close to kickoff. And it is exciting. It's great to be here. Great to see that kids still feel the same way we did 30
Yeah.
years ago.
I have a buddy down in Columbia, Maryland, listening. Delone's in their white with gold pants, black trim, black numbers. Hanover's going to be in all black uniforms with orange piping, orange Michigan-style helmets, and white numbers. And we're going to get ready for the national anthem, so we will go off the air here until the national anthem's over.
Eric Uppergrove, Robert Shealy, Daniel Wetzel, George Hammond, and Thomas Banks. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise, gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem, performed by the Hanover Nighthawk Marching Band.
Well, I hope you got a little of that national anthem nicely performed by the Hanover band. Like I said, they're pretty far down to our left, and we're getting ready to go. The captains will meet at the middle of the field. I'm not sure, but I think Delone won the toss and deferred. They had it right in front of us, but I couldn't tell the ref signals down there, so we'll have to see what's happening here. Captains for Delone are like they always are, Austin Staub, Joe Hernandez, Kevin Mowry, and Gabe Lee. And for Hanover, that freshman, number 3, the quarterback, Chase Roberts, is out there. Number 2 is Andre Caban. 35 is Brett Knoll. And number 50 is Aaron Eisenhardt, the captains. Both teams has 4 captains. Meeting out there in the nicely collared H with the Hawk right in the middle there. And we'll have the kickoff here directly of the 87th meeting between the Hawks and the Squires. Delone won the toss and is taking the ball, it looks like. And Delone will be going, let's see, this isn't, we can't say the Moose in school in here. I'm going to have to tell you which way they're going. Delone's going to be going south. Hanover will be defending the south goal, going north. Hopefully we're getting out to everybody tonight. With the last couple broadcasts have been pretty good. And
yeah, I did get a chance to stop.
Actually, we got a lot of people in McChurrystown watching us too. So
yeah, got a chance to get into Verizon, double check the data on the jetpack that we have. Everything looks good. I got a chance to talk to James, and he was tickled to know that everything's working, and I was just glad that things are going and it's doing what it needs to.
Well, I'm telling you, if we wouldn't have you and Danny, we wouldn't be on the air because we don't. I mean, I can't even plug this thing in. Brett Knoll's going to kick off deep for the Squires. Looks like Joe Hernandez and
Corey
Hefner back deep. I'm sure that's Hernandez.
Yeah, Hernandez deep.
Low line drive kick, bounces, comes to Hernandez. He brings it up over the field. He breaks into the clear, and he's up here at about the 40-yard line, 41-yard line, where he's brought down by number 75 for the Hawks.
Brought down by Casey Laura and Brett Knoll.
74, I'm sorry, Ben Newman. Squires take over at the, where are they going to put it, the 41? About the 42-yard line. Squires come out in their double wing set. Hernandez goes in motion. He gets the ball. And he don't look like he's going anywhere there. Maybe a yard.
Yeah, he seemed bottled up pretty well on that.
The Hawks strung that out and stopped Hernandez before he got to the corner. Give him a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. Yeah, this is, like I said, you're not just going to throw your helmets out there. The Hawks are fired up. There's not a lot of them out there, but another double wing set for the Squires. Hernandez in motion. Back to throw goes Mowry. Mowry has a man out there, but the ball hits the ground. Intended for Hefner at the 50-yard line. He can't corral it. Going to be 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, they did play action off the first play, and while they had some open, there was some space.
Waggle, and he was open. Mowry just didn't get involved. Plus, Mowry had a lot of room to run if he wanted it. Squires need to convert, or they'll have to punt this ball away. 3rd down and 9. Squires go with 2 men in the backfield. Mowry back to throw. Looks downfield. He has Gabe Lee out there, and he got Lee. Lee's getting loose. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. Tries to cut across the field. Still on his feet, and he's going to be knocked down at about the 29-yard line. Nice throw by Mowry that time. Nice comeback by Lee. Come back to the ball and get it.
And to break free. Usually you'd see somebody get that catch and just be tackled. Yeah, he broke that first one and got another 10 yards.
He got 11 more yards after the catch. He caught the ball around the 40. I look for maybe Fulton to start carrying the ball a little more. Hanover's leaving the middle a little bit open. They got a 3-man line. Give it to Hernandez around the end. He breaks into the clear again. Down inside the 20 to 19. He's still on his feet. And he's going to be into the end zone for a touchdown, 29-yard touchdown run by Hernandez. And he had to break like 3 tackles out there.
That was a very good, slow developing run by Hernandez, but he got what he took what he could here, and he took.
Well, he got great blocks at the line of scrimmage, and then broke the linebacker's tackle. Let's see who's kicking the extra points tonight. Is that number 9? Okay, that's Emig again.
Justin Emig.
Yeah, Justin Emig. There's a snap. The kick back. The kick's up. It looks good, and it is good. So as they come back up the field, the Squires 7, the Hawks nothing.
Justin Emig's extra point is good. 9:37 left in the first quarter. 11-7, the Hawks nothing.
So the Hawks had him in 3rd and 9, and Mowry got him out of it with a nice pass to Gabe Lee. Lee did the rest with yards after the catch, and then Hernandez breaks one 29 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah, not the way you draw it up, because we're a team that I think you need to have that 2nd and 6, 3rd and 2, but because 3rd and 9 cuts out your options quite a bit.
Well, the Hawks brought the last time on that play at the 29-yard line there, what the Hawks did, they put a nose guard in and walked their tackles down in the A-gap, and they thought it was going to go to Fulton also. Tony Espinoza will kick off for the Squires. Let's see who's back here deep for the Hawks. Looks like Mason Smith back there.
Tony Espinoza set the kick for the Squires.
Or Roger Walker. I'm not sure if it's 10 or 11. Hernandez or Espinoza, it's going to be fielded at the 11. It's fumbled by the Hawks. Picks it back up. He gets the outside here. And he's going to be tackled at about, and it's a face mask on the Squires. Up to the 29, so they're going to have the ball at the 44-yard line on a 15-yard penalty. And I think everybody in this side of the field threw the flag. It was pretty obvious it was a face mask. And it's going to be at the 29-yard line, so they'll mark the Hanover Nighthawks back up to their own 44, where it'll be 1st and 10.
A face mask on the Squires.
Yeah, I'm really anxious to see this young quarterback against what has now become a very fast, penetrating defensive line.
Yeah, he's going to have to. And the ball is in the 44, Hanover right up. They got double wideouts to both sides with no one in the backfield, along with the quarterback, Chase Roberts. Roberts gets the ball. He's going to throw. Looks like it's going to be a screen. He throws it into the ground. He was under heavy pressure. There's nobody out there.
Yeah, that screen had 3 guys covering it.
Hawks are going right to the line of scrimmage, it looks like.
Yeah, I think they're calling plays in the line. See that quite a bit in college, too.
Well, they're no one in the back. Same set, double slot. No one in the backfield along with Roberts. 11 goes in motion. Give it to him in a jet sweep. And he's going to be dropped. Who made that tackle out there? was one of the interior men.
Walker, the ball carrier.
Number 40, Josh Fulton made the tackle. Number 11 carried that ball. That was Roger Walker. He was dropped for a yard loss, bring up 3rd down and 11. Hawks once again have 4 wideouts.
The back's behind the quarterback this time, but it's still the 2.
They change up their routes a little bit.
Yeah, their split ends are close and their pros are out, but it's
Roberts
still kind
back
of
to
a slot.
throw. Whips one across the middle. The ball's up in the air and dropped. Could have been picked off there by the Squires Hernandez, but he couldn't handle it, so it's going to bring up a 4th down and 11. The Hawks look like they're going to punt. Knowles, their punter. Nice throw, though.
It was a good throw, and looking at the timing of it, it did look like Hernandez was a little early, but at full speed, that's tough to make a call. And from
he didn't have
he
got his arm around and knocked the ball. Gabe Lee's back deep here, and is that Hernandez on the other side over there?
I think so.
Knowles going to punt the ball here, and he does punt it. It looks like it's going out of bounds.
Yep,
And it does roll out of bounds. Looks like at about the 35. Let's see where he marks it. He's coming up to the 34-yard line. Is that about right?
Yeah, 34. I was looking at a different official. But yeah, they're marked at 34.
The yard lines are marked in black here here at Hanover, outlined in orange. Squires take over at the 34. They're up to the line of scrimmage.
Still in the wing tee.
There's
no
a give
motion.
To Fulton.
Yep,
Fulton's out and around, and he breaks into the clear. He's over the 50 to the 40. Runs over a man at the 35 down to about the 34-yard line, 33-yard line of Hanover.
Rarely get to see Fulton in the open field, and he really
33-yard pickup there. Yeah, he just broke it outside and had the open field, which he don't see that at all either. He's usually carrying people around with him. Number 19 for the Squires in the game, bringing the play in, and that's Dylan Zimmerman. Squires very heavy here to the right. And they're going to give it to, is that Tate Nieder?
I guess Tate Nieder, yep.
Tate Nieder breaks clear, and he's down inside the 20 to about the 18 where they're going to mark it. Give him 16 yards on that carry. And Delone just loaded up and played power that time on the right side. They had their tight end and their split end on the same side. Came off pretty hard. Hefner back in with a play. .7:25 left here in the first quarter. There goes Hernandez again. Big hole there. He's going to get 5 probably before he's dropped down. Big hole on the left side opened up by Gage Wilderson that time.
Well, I think everybody's had a good broken run. That's what we usually expect. 4, 5, 6 from the first down.
We'll give them 5 there. Call it 2nd and 5. Squires on the drive march here in their second drive of the night. Hernandez in the backfield. Tate Nieder winged out to the left. Gabe Lee out here to the right. Here comes Nieder. Counter to Hernandez. And he's not going to get, he got maybe 2 or 3. I'll give him a yard. Let's call it 3rd and 4 here. Hanover was ready for that.
3rd and long 3 for the Squires.
But it's manageable.
3rd down 4. I'm not sure they kick a field goal here or they go for it. The Hawks are stacking inside. Mowry out throwing, looks downfield, has a man open, and it's
broken up.
Nice breakup area. Let me see if I can get the
number. Broken up by 13.
Number 13, Mitch Brown broke that up. Nice defensive play. Ball floated a little bit in Mowry that time. Let's see what the Squires do here. 4th down and 4.
I don't see any kickers coming in.
No, coach is sending in Gabe Lee with the call. Ball is right on the 17-yard line, or I'm sorry, the 12-yard line. Squires going power. Back to throw. Has a man in the end zone. He's out there. And incomplete. He had Ryan Myers out there in the corner of the end zone. Ball fell incomplete. So the Hawks will take over at the 12-yard line. First down and 10. Exactly 6 minutes left here in the first quarter, yeah. Mallory had him open, but they were running out of end zone room there.
Yeah, in order to stay in bounds, he did have to reach for it. It was close.
Chase Roberts in. Ball's fumbled. It's on the ground, and Roberts covers it up at the 1-yard line, and he's covered by number 21. Is that Mason Clayball?
21 is Mason, but I don't know if that was.
No, that was Ryan Myers covered him.
9-yard loss in the play. It's going to be second down and 19.
So big loss for the Hawks. Put them right at the, well, they're going to mark it at the 3, or the 2, I'm sorry. So it's second and 20, clock running. Hanover tries to bring it up the middle, and they're not going to go. They're going to lose another yard. Now it's back to the 1-yard line.
No, ball carrying a loss of 1. Third and 20.
Ball right on the 1-yard line. Third down, 21. Roberts back in.
Yeah, this is pretty dangerous for them.
Roberts standing in the end zone. He's back to throw. He's looking deep. He has a man out here. The ball's caught. Hanover's run down the sideline. They're going to be at the 30-yard line as he hit number 2, Andre Caban, with a bomb from the 1-yard line to the 30-yard line. That's a 69-yard play. Great throw by the freshman.
It was, and it was right where it needed to be. Over the outstretched arm to the defender.
And Hanover gets out of a hole, and they got the ball at the 30-yard line. What a throw by the freshman.
Ball on the Squire 30-yard line.
That's going to build some confidence.
Ball on the ground again. Picked up by 21, Miguel Melendez, and he's going to be dropped for a little bit of a loss, and they're having a little trouble with the snaps.
Well, it could be. It's cold enough. It could be getting dewy already.
And we have a Hawk down there, but he's up and ready to go. 4:56, and we're having a little bit of trouble with the clock running here. Hanover up to the line of scrimmage. Melendez in the backfield now. Hawks got trips to the right side. Another high snap, but he has it. Swing it out. That ball's incomplete. Was smelled out by Hernandez anyway. I don't think he was going anywhere with it. Third down and 12.
Yeah, the rush almost tipped the ball, and we had Hernandez right on the receiver had he caught it. It was probably not going anywhere.
Third and 12. Hanover probably in 4-down territory here. They're not going to punt this ball down here. They go with Caban way out to the right side. Back to throw. Looks like he's going deep over the nice throw over the middle. It's complete. So we got a complete or incomplete? Complete to number 10, Mason Smith. Another rifle throw by
that brings up another first down.
Roberts. First down for the Hawks at the 19-yard line. Give to Knoll. No, the quarterback still has it. He throws the ball out there. Nobody out there. We don't know if we're going to call grounding or not here. They're marking at the line of scrimmage to say he was hit when he threw, so they're going to let the ball at the 19.
Yeah, I think that's the call. He was being hit. He was, being twisted, so the ball wasn't necessarily going where he was aiming.
Kid can throw the ball around. Second down and 10.
But he's not getting a lot of time. They're trying to work with it.
Hawks go to trips. Man over the middle again. It's complete again. Down to the 6-yard line. They're running that slant in. And that was Caban again down to the 6-yard line.
So we do have a 1st and goal.
Clock running, ball at the
Brought down by Gebhardt.
let's say the 7-yard line.
On the 7-yard line of the Squires, 1st and goal, Nighthawks.
Melendez behind quarterback. Back to throw. Another slant. Knocked away that time.
Pass by Brown incomplete. 2nd and goal for Nighthawks.
Knocked away by Zimmerman. Intended for number 10 that time, Mason Smith.
Pass put out by Zimmerman.
So the Hawks have put together, let's see, a 92-yard drive to the 7-yard line here.
Well, it started at the 12, but they did get themselves backed up to the line.
They backed them up. So Hawks a little tighter set this time. Back to throw. Looks, he has a man out there. He throws it into the end zone. And it's a touchdown for the Hawks. And it's Caban, number 2, that catches the ball on a 7-yard pass from this freshman Roberts. Noel will try to tie it up here. Squires are shell-shocked a little bit here. Ball's down, the kick's up. It looks good, and it is good. With 3:24 left here in the 1st quarter, the score is a Hanover 7, Delone 7, and we got a little bit of a game here.
Yeah, it seems that while there's penetration from Delone, he's getting time. Enough time. Not much more than enough.
Well, Caban's running great patterns. They're running slants, and Delone can't take the slant away because he's throwing the ball within 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds. Delone's not getting to it. The only thing that really stopped the Hawks in that drive were bad snaps.
That's true. Now there were 2 or 3 of them, so that's a concern, but they overcame it.
Noel kick off for the Hawks, and the Squires will send Hernandez and
Hefner den.
who's in this
Corey
side?
Hefner den.
Corey
So
Hefner and Hernandez
still
deep.
back there.
We
haven't seen anybody move the ball like that in the Squires for a long time.
Fall sports season. Brett Knowles set the kick for the Nighthawks. Back deep is Hernandez.
Low line drive kick. Going to be picked up by Hernandez. He's over the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and dropped at about the 42-yard line. Delone has good field position again.
Move on.
Yeah, he got a good
On the side.
interim hop, good middle hop right up to him, and he almost broke that again. He gets up to that secondary, that second line, and he's already had a game where he broke 2, but he might get one tonight too.
Hawks up to the line, Squires up to the line of scrimmage, very, very heavy over here on the right side. There's a give to Fulton. Fulton gets maybe 4 till he's dropped at about the 47-yard line. 2nd down and 6.
Ball down by Big Bo Gebhardt.
And that's where they're going to put it, right on the 47.
Second down, 6 for the Squires.
That was a 99-yard, well, 88-yard
88,
drive
but-
officially, but they got knocked back to the first 1-yard line. Squires up to the line again. Give to Tate Nieder. He finds a little bit of room. He has the 1st down at about the 45-yard line of the Hawks.
Gain of about
Going to be 1st and 10 for the Squires.
Ball down by Mitchell Brown.
Yeah, the drive summary won't reflect how close they were to be getting a safety or having to punt out of their end zone, out of the back of the end zone.
Got a timeout here. Well, no, we don't. The clock's not running, and apparently we're having a little bit of trouble with the clock up here. So Hanover just got a sideline warning, I think. Now the clock's supposed to be running. Hand off to Nieder again. He breaks it up the sideline to about the 41-yard line, though he's knocked out of bounds. Give him a pickup of 4 yards. Going to be 2nd and 6. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 41, aren't they, Bill?
Yeah.
Squires running into the short side over here. Mowry back with a play. Squires again very, very heavy over on this side.
They're going with a tight wing over on the right side.
Give to Fulton.
Giving left to Fulton.
Fulton has 2 yards to the 44, and it's going to be 3rd down and 4. The Hawks are stiffening up.
34 for the Squires. Ball's going to be spotted on the Nighthawk. 39-yard line.
Ball on the 39-yard line. 3rd down and 4 for the Squires. Now they're heavy on the left side. There's a fake to Fulton. Mowry throws it downfield. It's caught by Hernandez down around the 19-yard line. See where they mark it. They're going to mark it at the 19-yard line. Nice throw, a flood pattern.
First down, Squires.
Mowry tossed that over the out. Now they're going to mark it back at the 20. Okay. Mowry threw that nice just over the outstretched arms of the linebacker there for the Hawks.
I'm trying not to get too frustrated, but there are options to place the ball between the markers too.
Yeah.
And we've been seeing this I've seen it for a few years.
Yeah, they go to the marker.
And I think that's less.
Give to Fulton. He breaks it up the middle inside the 5. Fulton down to right on the goal line. Let's see if they give it to him. He's going to be at the 1-foot line. 19-yard pickup for Fulton, and there you go.
Yeah, the one time they don't round up to the next yard.
If they'd have marked that where they should have marked it, it would have been in the end zone. But I've seen that even when I coach. They're going to go to the line. So the Squires have it 1st and goal, well, inside the 1.
But then it's no longer a game of inches. I mean, it's no longer.
Nighthawk 7, Squires 7.
That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Delone will try to come down here to the north end of the field. And in first quarter, the score is the Hawks 7, the Squires 7, and we have a football game here.
Well, we didn't expect anything different because nobody's going to give up. Nobody's going to say, oh, well,
no,
they're supposed to beat us by 35, so we're just going to let them do it.
And Delone did not have an answer for Chase Roberts there, who's only a freshman. He's going to, if he keeps throwing like this, there won't be any Hanover numbers around anymore by the time he gets out of here. He throws a nice ball. We saw it early in that long pass, the 69-yard pass to Caban was just a thing of beauty. I mean, he hit him in stride.
Yeah, it was far enough to get past Zimmerman, and it was not too far to, he didn't have to dive. It wasn't over his hands. And Caban's not a tall kid.
No, and Zimmerman called him, which was...
Zimmerman is a tall kid. Yeah. Caban's not. So that window was really small, and he got it in there.
All right, Delone's on the 1-yard line here. Look for Mowry just to try to sneak this in or give it to Fulton. There's a snap. He gives the ball to Fulton, and I think he's in the end zone. No signal from the refs yet. And they're not going to put him in. They're going to put him real close about the foot line. Wow, I thought he was in.
I did too. I thought he had gotten far enough.
Ben Newman goes in the game for the Hawks. Squares right up to the line of scrimmage again.
And back to Hernandez.
Hernandez walks it in from 1 yard out. Second touchdown of the night for Hernandez. Shorter, though, 1 yard. Now Emmy will try to keep it on the 7s for the Squires. Nice drive there by Delone. 3rd down pass needed in that drive. Snaps down, it kicks up. It looks good, and it is good. So it's 14-7 Delone early here in the second quarter.
11:29 in the second quarter. Squires 14, Nighthawk 7. The 10th annual Hawk Crusher at the home to Hanover High School Saturday.
So let's see if the Delone defense has an answer here.
I don't know. I mean, both teams have been playing their game plan successfully on offense. I mean, Hanover's passing.
Well, even the passes that were broken up were nice passes.
Oh yeah.
And it's very tough to get the quarterback if he's back there and he only takes 2 seconds. He's throwing the ball. The only time he took any longer was the long pass.
Right.
And that was a one-man pattern. They kept everybody else in the block. Espinosa's hoping to get a better kickoff this time. Back deep's number 11, Roger Walker for the Hawks.
Espinosa set the kick for the Squires.
He hits it pretty good, backing him up to the 5-yard line. Walker has it. Brings it out. He breaks the tackle. It's up here to about
he breaks a couple, but
yeah, he's up to about the 27 where he's going to be dropped.
22-yard return by Walker.
And let's see if the Squires can try to put a damper on Chase Roberts' night here.
Brought down by Nieder.
looks like the same group, especially at the skill positions.
Yeah, Noel's back in there at fullback now for Menendez. Same people out.
10, 11, 13, 2.
Yep.
All out there.
Now they got Kabanen inside this time. Go to trip set. They're going to hand off this time to Noel, and he's not going anywhere. He's knocked down for a 3-yard loss back to the 25.
And that may just be a keeping them honest.
Well, you got to keep them on.
Yeah.
You got to run the ball every once in a while. Squire's got to get some linebacker helping them slants across the middle.
And they could be, planning something to run off of that later. Now they have Noel in motion.
Back to throw. Up. We had a timeout by Delone. Delone didn't like the set. Coach Staub, Dave Staub, the defensive coordinator, got a timeout. We didn't have the man in motion covered there. 14-7, the Squires leading. 10:45 left, and Hanover could really upset the apple cart with a win here tonight.
Yes, they could.
Delone would be tied for the league, and it could keep them out of the playoffs.
And I know we've been talking ahead, but
yeah, we have to. We have to plan.
Right.
Nobody thought this game was in the W column right away. You have to play the game.
But I'm sure the coaches were trying to shelter the kids as much as that is possible anymore. But
well, like you said at the beginning of the game, the Nighthawks know they're not going anywhere after this week. This is it. And for the seniors, it's their last one.
Yeah, it's
Hawks once again have double wideouts. Looks like they changed their play up a little bit here. Back to pass. He's hit as he throws the ball, and he nailed, and the ball falls incomplete. And who got him there? If the kid turns this way, I'll get the number.
3rd and 13 for the Hawks.
That was Fulton again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ryan Myers.
Yeah.
Ryan Myers, number 36. Is that 36 or 30?
30. I think it's Jack Fields.
Yep, Zach Fields got him. I'm sorry. It's hard to see these numbers from up here. Hawks now have a big third down. They've been very successful in third down.
But it is 3rd and 14.
Now it looks like the Hawks are going to call a timeout. Somebody.
No, I think we have.
Oh, we got a movement. Hawks are going to lose 5 more yards here.
I think we're going to have 3rd and 19.
My apologies. I didn't see the flag come out. I just saw the ref one in his hands there. So what do we got here? We got 3rd down and probably around 18. Trips to this side for the Hawks. Here comes in motion. They go back to wide out, double wide outs on either side. He's going to throws across the middle. He has a man out there, and he slips and falls. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 16, pick up a 2 yards. And I don't know how much more he would have got, but he was open out there.
I think we kind of had him corralled. 57.
Michael O'Brien.
Is that? I think it's
57 and O'Brien. Yeah, we changed his number.
okay. Yeah, 50.
Michael O'Brien, 57.
Yeah, I think he kind of had it covered.
Hernandez and is that Gabe Lee over there? I don't think it is. It's Hernandez back here. Ball's back to Noel. He boots it out. Nice punt this time. Going to come to Hernandez right around midfield.
Nice block by Tate Nieder.
Hernandez gets it over the midfield stripe to about the 44-yard line
5-yard return.
of the Hawks. So the Squires again have great field position at the 44-yard line. Squires looking to go 2 scores up if they can figure something out here.
1st and 10 Squires. The ball is going to be spotted with the Nighthawks.
And this feels pretty crucial. I mean, it would go a long way, I think, to get down here and get a touchdown would be very comforting
Squires showed 3 in the backfield now. Hernandez went out. There's a give to Fulton. Fulton breaks it into the clear. He has 10 yards, 11 yards before he's dragged down. Give him a first down to about the 34, 33-yard line of the Hawks. That was more of the Fulton run that we're used to.
The quick hitter, the dive right up the middle.
Nose of the ball right on the 33-yard line. Squires trying to mount the drive here. Mallory has him up. There's a sweep coming this way.
Hernandez, the ball carrier.
Hernandez breaks another tackle. He's down inside the 24, 25. Oh, tight ropes the sideline. Great
down
run.
to about the 11 or 12.
He gets down to the 12-yard line with a tightrope run. We thought he was out of bounds about the 20, but he stayed in bounds. At least the ref said he was in bounds. Ball goes to the 12-yard line, so that's another 12, 13 yards for Hernandez.
And that was another real patient run. He broke through the first line, strung it out, and then got around the linebackers. He didn't hurry.
Nick Groff jumped there, 5-yard penalty. It was going to be a sweep to Tate Nieder. Nick got out a little early there, so that's going to mark the ball back to the 17-yard line. Nick slapping himself upside the helmet. Hefner coming in with the call.
Well, most of those kids, they're the hardest on themselves than anybody.
Oh, yeah.
You know what you can do, and when something like that happens.
Well, he wanted to get out there and lay a block because they were heavy to that side. Now they got double wing. Fulton in the backfield alone. Here comes Nieder. Give to Fulton. A little bit of room there. He's inside the 5. He's going to walk into the end zone. Josh Fulton on a 17-yard touchdown run. I don't see any flags, so that's going to be good. Josh Fulton, 17 yards and a trap up the middle. Emig will try to keep it on the 7s here. It's 20-7 right now.
And I think Fulton just does a good job with these fast backs.
He got a nice block from Staub and Groff that time on that side and just kept it through. Emig kicks it. It looks good, and it is good.
So I can say with the smaller, faster linemen that we have, that they get position blocks, and they don't have to hold him that long because Fulton's past him. And once he's passed, he's into the second level and can break tackles because he's a strong kid.
When he get through the initial line, he just took a step to the right, and then he got his shoulders square to the line and just ran into the end zone. So again, Delone's going to have to try to stop these Hawks. They got a 2-score lead now. It's 21-7. With 9 minutes exactly left before half, Squires struck quick that time. 4 plays, 44 yards. And you notice, Bill, each play that time picked up double digits each time.
Oh, yeah. And it just seemed,
And the only thing that stopped it was a 5-yard penalty, but they made up for that right away.
If it's going left, it's Hernandez. If it's going right, it's Tate.
Yeah.
If it's going up the middle, it's Fulton.
Yeah. And they're not, and then every once in a while, Mallory will throw the ball. Espinoza will kick off again, number 11. Again, Walker back deep for the Hawks. He had a nice return last time. Espinoza kicks it. He got a little under it this time. Going to be fielded about the 10. He bobbles it. It's on the ground, but he picks it up. He's going to try to get outside, and he does. But he's not going to quite get to the 20, I don't think. He's going to have to mark that ball at about the 19-yard line. He had a little trouble fielding it after he called it.
By Walker.
Yeah, I thought he had gotten it clean, and then he dropped it. I mean, I thought he had caught it.
Well, you know what else? He dropped it. I thought his knee was on the ground too, but I thought when he picked it up, his knee was on the ground, but apparently not. The ref was right there.
Yeah, I don't think they'd have missed that. I didn't recognize it being down, but
Hawks come out again.
There were officials close enough that they should have caught that if it happened.
Hawks are a little more bunched up this time. They're not as far out here to the right side. They are to the left.
But they did run Noel out to the
over the middle. Oh, he got a man wide open at midfield.
Corey Hefner's running.
Hefner's going to try to catch him, but I don't think he's going to.
Yes, he is.
Nice move, and Hefner gets him at the 15. That was another slant. Nobody was there. Number 10, Mason Smith, ran the slant pattern, and the Hawks pick up, 30, 50, 55 yards to where are they going to mark it here, the 15? Right at the 15-yard line.
I think motioning the fullback out to the right side there took that safety.
Yeah, they went empty backfield.
And it just took him over towards the sideline enough that he couldn't get to that slant.
Flag down in the field here. illegal substitution on Hanover. They have 12 men in the field. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Hawks. Walk them back to the 20 and make it 1st down and 15. With all the wideouts out there, they had too many wideouts in the field, and so they mark it back to the 15. I'll tell you what, that was another great throw.
It was right where he needed. I mean,
he hit Mason Smith in stride.
He was open by about 4 or 5 yards, but the throw was there. He didn't have to adjust at all. He could keep running. It took a great effort by Corey Hefner to chase him down.
Back to throw again goes Roberts. He throws over the middle again. The ball's up in the air, knocked away, and almost caught by a Hanover guy on a rebound.
Almost caught by
another great throw. 2nd down and 15. Not sure who. I think that was intended for number Rob Geppert, or no, not Rob Geppert. Bo Geppert was down there in that midst. He's playing tight end. They actually brought a tight end into the game, and he's playing like a flex tight end, a little bit of a wing. Back to throw. It's a draw play, and he's up the middle, gets the 5 yards back for on the penalty, and that was number 21. That was Melendez. He gets 4, 3rd down and 11. So we'll have to see if they don't get it here, if they kick a field goal, because Knoll has a foot to get it there. Hawks getting their call from the sideline. Look for another slant, something over the middle.
Yeah, Knoll's back in at fullback too.
Back to throw. He's under a little bit of pressure, throws across the middle. The ball's tipped.
Fulton there.
Fulton almost had the interception, and once the ball was tipped, they took the receiver out of the play. Going to bring up a 4th and 11. Let's see what the Hawks do.
4th down. And 11 for the Nighthawks.
He was under some pressure that time.
He was.
But Fulton dropped back and knocked the ball down that time, which they haven't been doing here. They've been getting the slant across the middle. Hawks look like they're going to go for it here. They bring out trips here to the, the right side.
Right, yeah.
Single receiver out to the left and Knoll in the backfield. Now they're going to go to the same play they went to earlier. Back goes Roberts. He's looking, he throws across the middle. The ball falls incomplete.
And there's a flag. I don't.
Was there a flag down?
There's far side of the field by the 5-yard line.
Let's see what
right
they
by
call.
The stick.
That ball was intended for number 2, Caban. Hawks are cheering, so it looks like it might be against the Squires. Have to wait and see what they're going to call. Here comes the call from Mr. Referee. Pass interference against Delone.
Now, as we learned earlier in the season, that's not an automatic first down.
No, that's not an automatic first down. It's half the
be
distance to the goal line. It should be 4th down and 4th and 4. Where are they taking the ball?
Yeah, that's where it needs to be. About 4th and 3.
4th and 3, half the distance to the goal, so it's going to bring up 4th and 3.
From the 8.
Yeah, it's not an automatic first down in high school football. 4th down 3. Roberts gets the ball, quickly throws it out. It's caught, but he's going to be dragged down short of the first down.
Yeah, I think he's behind.
It's short of the first down, and the Squires are going to take over at the 7-yard line. It was a nice throw, but a nice tackle there by Hernandez. Did Hernandez make that tackle? I'm not sure who came up and made it. I don't want to give it.
Yeah, I think it was somebody shorter. I can't remember that.
Oh,
yeah,
it
was short of the 5.
Oh, it's way short.
No, I thought no.
They've already marked the play for Delone.
I thought the defender was shorter.
Oh.
Shorter than Hernandez. I thought it was Fulton or somebody.
Squires have the ball at the 7-yard line, 1st and 10. They stop the Hawks' drive. There's a give to Fulton. Fulton's over the 10 to about the 11. Give him short 4 or long 3, right in the middle. But the Squires did hold the Hawks away from the end zone that time. Well, I'm telling you what, this quarterback's fun to watch. I know we're Delone announcers.
He's scary to watch.
He's fun to watch. Hawks up, Squires up to the line of scrimmage again. Another give to Fulton.
No, it's an option by Mowry.
Yeah, Mowry actually kept the ball, which I haven't said all year on the option. And he gets out here to the 25-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Squires.
That was an
I thought Fulton had the ball.
No, that was an older style triple option.
On their 25-yard line.
Most everything now is a read option, but he took he had a fullback.
There's a counter. 5, 6, 7 yards for Hernandez. out to the 33-yard line. Give him 8.
He's weaving his way through.
8-yard gain, going to bring up second down and 2.
Second down and 2 for the Squires. 5:37 left here before halftime. There goes Tate Nieder. He has the first down. He breaks it to the outside, over the 50, 40, down the sideline.
Out of bounds around the 30.
Are they going to park him out of bounds? Let's see where they mark this. They're inside the 30. It looks like they're going to bring it back to about the 28 or 29-yard line. Nice run by Tate Nieder.
36 yards gain.
Squires right up to the line of scrimmage. They're in a rhythm now. Give to Fulton again. Fulton has 5, 6, 7, down to about the 22-yard line. Bring up a second down and 3.
Like I said,
We'll give him 8, second and 2.
they're calling it 21, so it's going to be second and 2.
Squires very heavy again this side. Here comes a sweep. First down, Squires. There go Hernandez. He breaks it. He's at the 10, the 5. He's going to go into the end zone. Hernandez on a 19-yard touchdown run. I'm sorry, a 21-yard touchdown run to make it 27-7. So Squires, get away with one there. Hanover drove the whole way down the field. Delone takes it from the 7 and goes 93 yards in 5 plays for a touchdown. Emming will try to keep it on the 7s here. Good snap, a little high snap. He gets it down and kicked up. It looks good, and it is good. 28-7 Squires.
Not a lot of distance on it.
4:38 left before half. 28-7, and that's a big turnaround because the Hawks had the ball smelling the goal line.
Yeah, it could have been 21.
And you're probably right. It probably was Fulton that made the tackle down here. I wish that I got the number. It's a little tough for me to see down there in the corner. And it was a great tackle on him, but it was a great throw by the quarterback too.
An outstanding game. Please put your hands together and have a brethren. Grady Wright from Hanover Elementary Adjustment Honorary Hawk.
Tony Espinoza teeing it up here on the left side. Remember, the Hawks get the ball coming out here at half, so you want to keep them out of the end zone here.
They have 4:38 to go, so there's plenty of time for them to get down the field with.
Delone overcame a pass interference call on a 4th down play. Number 11, Walker again deep. Espinoza nails it. Walker's going to get it at about the 10 again. He corrals it this time, has a little bit of room up the middle. Breaks it up over the 30 to about the 34-yard line before he's dragged down there by number 30 again, Fields.
Brought down by Scheffer.
Zach Fields and Geppert in there in the tackle.
First and 10 Nighthawks fall started.
And they're going to put it at the 33, and those are the ball right on the 33.
School district would like to thank the Tate Walker Foundation for the donation of the AED to be used.
It's a different set for the Hawks. They got trips and double tight ends in now with 2 pros out to the right side. Back to throw. He looks. He tosses it over the middle. It's Colt. Nice tackle out there. Zimmerman makes the tackle on Caban at the 40-yard line. Second down and 2.
Gain of 8, it's going to be on second and 2 for the Nighthawks.
Looks like they're going to go with this double tight end set again. No, now they break it out. There's a handoff, and he ain't going anywhere. Drop for a yard loss is Knoll, or was that Mendez? See who it was.
Yeah, Knoll's out. 21, I think.
21 was Mendez. Dropped for a yard loss. 3rd down and 3 now for the Nighthawks.
Myers on the tackle.
Ryan Myers made the tackle. 3:40 left here in the first half.
Melendez, the ball carrier, going to bring up the 3rd and 3. Loss of 1 on the play. Ball spotted on the Nighthawks 40-yard line.
Flex tight end is Geppert. Back to throw, a little screen pass out there. And I'm not sure he has the first down. It's going to be awful close. Where they're going to mark it here, it looks like he's a yard short.
Brought down by Austin.
See where they put it.
Going Looks like they gave it right at the.
Let's see if they give them the
Close to the
first
line.
down.
4th and 1 for the Hawks.
Oh, they moved it back now, so it's going to be 4th down and maybe a half a yard. Hawks right up to the line of scrimmage. And there's a quarterback sneak, and I don't know.
I think with that, he
And
might
now
have
there's
got
a flag. Somebody dove in the line there, or something happened. The referee threw a flag, so we're going to have to wait and see what that's all about. A helmet came off. .249 left here before half. I missed the call
Yeah,
there.
I missed that call too.
Personal foul. Well, let's see how far they move it here. I'm not sure he had the first down. Yeah, it's a personal foul against the Squires. Going to move the ball into their territory at the 43, 42. And the clock's going to start. Little slant, Colt. Pick up a maybe 5 yards and a little pass out here to the flat.
5-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 5.
2:30 left in the half.
That was Geppert on the catch there.
But yeah, with 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6.
Trips out to the left side, single receiver to the right. Throws it out to the flat. It's almost picked off. That was the first time we've seen him roll out.
Yeah,
Roberts rolled out to the left, had a man out there doing a hook, and was broken up nicely by whoever was the cornerback out
think it was
there.
Zimmerman.
Zimmerman?
Yeah.
Zimmerman break it up.
Yeah, he cut in front.
3rd down, 6. That was the first, that's the first time we saw him on the run. Again, the Hawks go with double slot, no in the backfield. Roberts gets the ball. He's going to throw quickly. He does. It's dropped. That was a little low. You got to give. It was a little low. Number 10 couldn't handle it. Mason Smith, it was a little low. So bring up a 4th down now for the Hawks, and they need all but every bit of 6 yards here. Trips receivers to the right, one single back over there to the left. Back to throw. He coming across the middle. He's in the. Oh, he got a man wide open. Nobody out there. Noel went to the flat, and he's going to go for a touchdown. Great call. Noel slipped out of the backfield, went to the left side. Nobody covered him, and he goes 38 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah, they had a good rush on, but they were
Great
leaving
call.
to go.
Great call. Nobody. Well, the linebacker
swung-
has to take the fullback, and there was nobody out there. Noel will now attempt to kick here. Ball's down. The kick's up. It looks good, and it is good.
1:37 left in half, and 14 requires 28.
Scores that can back up the field is Delone Catholic 28, Hanover 14. Another nice drive by the Hawks. And there was he was wide alone. He just slipped out of the backfield there. They had trips to the right side. The receiver to the left side did a crossing pattern.
So there was nobody.
They followed him over, and Noel slipped out to the left side, and there was nobody there. So if they were in man-to-man, whoever had Noel
didn't go
didn't
out
take
with
him.
at all.
Delone has 1:47. If they can get a decent return, I think they have 2 timeouts left. What's the board say? Does the board say 2 timeouts?
Yeah, two for Hanover, all 3 for Delone. Oh no, so 2 for Delone, all 3 for Hanover. We had the one when they sent Noel out the first time.
Hernandez back deep in the Squires. Noel set the kickoff right off.
And Roberts has passed probably for over 200 yards already.
I imagine, I think just with that 88-yard.
Yeah. Well, he had a 67. He had
drive,
35
and then,
there. He had a drive where he threw all down there and they didn't get in. Knoll kicks it on the ground again. Takes a hop up to Hernandez. He breaks free out here at the 40-yard line. That's where he's going to be dropped. 1:41 left. Let's see what the Squires do. Remember, the Hawks get the ball coming out. This game's far from sewed up.
It's not.
Tackle for the Hawks. First and 10 Squires, ball center is caught on their 40-yard line.
Give the Hawks all the credit in the world. They're not rolling over. Mowry back to throw. Has a man out there. It's underthrown. I'm not sure it's not intercepted.
No.
Ball's on the ground, but it might have been picked off.
Oh.
Are they calling it a completion?
Yeah.
Ryan Myers made a great grab. I thought the ball was on the ground. They're going to give Ryan Myers a completion. Wow. 22-yard completion to Ryan Myers, puts the ball on the 38-yard line. Mowry back to throw again, a slant to Hefner. He's got it, and he breaks up. Ball was on the ground, and the Hawks got it. Hefner caught the ball and then fumbled the ball, and the Hawks get a break here. They're going to take over at the 28-yard line. Wow. I thought maybe Coach Zortman would just run the ball and take it in. Hefner tried to make a move, and the ball was yanked away from him and went on the ground, and one of the Hawks defensive backs fell on it. And there's only 59 seconds, but as you see with this kid's arm, 59 seconds is an eternity with 3 timeouts. Roberts has the ball. He's looking to throw. He throws the ball out to the flat. Incomplete. That ball was intended for number 10, Mason Smith. It don't really matter what down it is either. It's third, fourth, the Hawks go for it. And they're not getting to this kid. I mean, he's throwing it too quick for them to get to him. Delone has a little bit deeper defense this time. Roberts back. Now he's under a little bit of pressure. He throws it across the middle, and that's
illegal touching.
That's illegal touching. He threw it to the lineman.
Well, he got hit while he threw, and the lineman was the closest person there, and I think reflexively went to catch it.
So it's going to come up third. Refs are going to try to sort this out. Illegal touching. Delone's probably going to decline it if it's a declinable penalty and bring up third down.
I think it's loss of down anyway.
Well, I thought so too, but it don't look like he didn't give us the loss of down signal. But Corey wants him back anyway. It doesn't matter. He wants him back. So they're going to move this back. Marking off, I think it's only 5 yards. It is. And it is a loss of down. They just showed you the loss of down. So it should come up third down. Because he gave the loss of down signal.
Yeah, it's third down and more 2 now with 48 seconds to go.
48 seconds to go. Third down at about 20. Roberts back. He's being caught across the middle. The ball's Delone might use a timeout here. Fourth down.
Yeah, they're running the clock.
Pass complete to Manny Rivera.
And Delone's going to use a timeout here, bring up fourth down.
44.
Timeout, Squires.
41 seconds left here, 28-14. The ball's laying right on the 15-yard line. The Squires called a timeout. Hanover's going to have to punt the ball away. What a second quarter here. Hernandez going deep. Hawks are going to punt. Knoll back deep. Hernandez out around 50-yard line waiting for the punt. Good snap. Kicks off. Going to come to Hernandez at the 45. He has a little bit of room. He's at the 40. Cuts it up outside. Makes it down inside the 30-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. Hernandez has it down close to the 29-yard line where it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Squires. 30 seconds left. Delone has one timeout, I think.
Yes, they have one.
And up to the line quickly come the Squires. In the shotgun is Mowry. He takes it back to throw. Throws it down the field. It's Colt. Nice move inside the 10, bound about the 9. The Squires are going to.
Pass to beat the Gabe Lee.
Clock stops for the first down.
For the Squires. First and goal. The ball's going to be spotted on the half.
And Delone did use their last time out there. And they got the ball at the 9-yard line. I forget. Who caught that ball? Was that
Gabe
Lee?
Lee. That was Gabe Lee.
Gabe Lee caught the ball from Mowry and then it made a good move and cut inside to the 9. So 20-yard pass play, and Delone has it on the 9 with 23 seconds left. I'm sure there's 2 plays being called in the huddle here. .23 seconds. The score is 28-14. Hanover will get the ball coming out. Squires up to the line of scrimmage, ready to go. All the coaches off the field. Gabe Lee out here to the right, or the left, I'm sorry. Heavy to the left also are the Squires. Mowry rolls, has Gabe Lee in the corner of the end zone. He throws the ball. Touchdown, Squires. Coach Nieder's favorite play, a slant corner, and Gabe Lee catches the ball for a touchdown, 9-yard pass from Mowry.
But with this much scoring, it's not over.
No, not with this kid's arm. Makes the score 34-14. Emmy will try to keep it on the 7s here. Good snap, ball's down, it kicks up. It looks good, and it is good. So the score reached 35-14. The Squires as they come back up the field.
35, Hanover Nighthawks 14.
One of the more higher scoring Hanover Delone games. And there's still 18 seconds left to go. Delone up 3 scores again. So Delone overcomes a fumble, gets the ball back, and takes it in from 44 yards out in 3 plays. Espinoza will kick here. Back deep again, number 11, Roger Walker. Ball's on the ground. Takes a high hop. Walker picks it up. Tries to get around. He's going to be knocked down right at about the 26-yard line, where it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Hawks with 12 seconds left to play.
Yeah, this is not the typical last 2 minutes that we would have expected.
No.
Yeah,
Delone has 28 points here in the second quarter. Let's see if the Hawks try anything or they just kneel down. Actually, they're going to put the nose of the ball right on the 25. Hawks have the ball with 12 seconds left, and how many timeouts they have up there?
They have all 3.
Have all 3. It's a little dangerous putting the ball up here. I'm sure Delone's going to change their defense up a little bit, but the Hawks are going to still run their trip set.
They have Mendez 21 or Melendez. They have 21 in the backfield, so it's kind of a speed.
They give the ball to Mendez. He breaks it up here to about. We got a flag, so we'll have to see what the flag's all about. Holding on the Hanover Nighthawks. spot foul. Delone's going to mark that back from there, so it's going to be from about the 22-yard line. That's going to be half the distance. Take it down to about the 12 or 11. Hanover can let the clock run out here.
Holding on the Nighthawks, 10-yard penalty.
There's 8 seconds left here in the half. And the clock's going to start running now. That's going to be the end of the first half with the score: Delone Catholic 35, the Hanover Nighthawks 14. So Delone's up 21 going into half, but Coach Zortman can't be happy about the amount of yardage they're giving up here to the Hawks.
Yeah, there are some issues with the slants, some issues with coverage of fullback. So yeah, there's
well, the
some
fullback
things.
slipping out of the backfield is something they did twice. That was a great play. It was a great setup by their coach. They ran trips. They ran another guy this way, and the only receiver on the left side did a slant in, throwing everybody away, and the fullback just slipped out there to the flat. Great call. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Bill now. He can tell you some of the things that are going on at Delone, what's going on there. I'll be back on in about 5 minutes. Hopefully I can find my person that I'm supposed to be talking to.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the Delone band comes out onto the field, I'm just going to mention a few things about what's going on at school. The end of the first quarter has just passed, so we're a quarter of the way through the school year, and that always seems to be a fast-moving time here in October. We're getting ready for the play this fall, which is a compilation of Edgar Allan Poe stories, and I'm kind of partial to some of those. I like them. We also have a bit of a break in sports, but right now the football team still has a chance at some postseason play. The volleyball team is certainly going to make it into league play in districts, hopefully even states. And as we get into November and we're preparing for basketball, and we have to get everybody in the inner circle here at DCBN to make up our schedule for the winter season with basketball for boys and girls and for wrestling. But there's a lot of good things coming up in this second quarter here at Delone Catholic. I do have some out-of-town scores. We have Central York 14, York High 7. Red Lion and Dallastown tied at 7. They're both a couple of close rivalry games from geographically close schools. Northeastern 21, New Oxford 7. It's a bit of a surprise, I think. New Oxford's had a great year so far. Southwestern 20, Spring Grove 13. Another couple of districts that are right next to each other. And we also have, at the half, Suburban and Susquehannock are tied, 14 apiece. Kennardale is beating Eastern York 20-0 in the second. And we have it's a bit of an old score, I think, which from the first is West York and Dover tied at 0. That could be a game that we didn't have any report from. At the half, we have Biglerville 6, Bermudian Springs 0, and Littletown 20, Fairfield 0. So those are the two other games in our division. And a non-league game, we have Gettysburg at 34 and Greencastle Antrim 3. That's in the second. So Gettysburg's in good control of that. Seems like this last game of the season tends to be some of the rivalry games. York York High and Central, Red Lion and Dallastown, Southwest and Spring Grove. Teams that are close to each other, kind of like Hanover, Delone. But we did get. Welcome back, Tony. We did get through the out-of-town scores.
Oh, okay.
There's some close games. Red Lion and Dallastown are tied. Central York and York High 14-7, and that's I've actually heard students talking this week. That's heated, and it can be heated in the stands too, from what I hear. The other games in our division, Biglerville's beating Bermudian 6-0, and Littlestown's beating Fairfield 20-0.
Wow, Biglerville's leading.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising.
Well, this game stands at 35-14 at halftime.
And it's way closer than that.
Oh, yeah, it is. I mean, Hanover had 2 drives that they didn't get anything out of. Delone, after stumbling the first time and fumbling there, got the ball back and get into the end zone to get another 3-score lead. Hanover gets the ball coming out. Delone seemed to be a little bit better defensively until that play, the fullback slipping out of the backfield, caught him by surprise. And he called it right at the line of scrimmage at the 38. It wasn't like it was a deep throw, and the kid ran Noel ran 38 yards for a touchdown.
But there was nobody around him. I mean, it
was a great call by the coach. He cleared everything out and slipped the fullback out of the backfield, and whoever was supposed to have him, one of the linebackers probably had to pick him up, didn't follow him out there. And he had enough speed to get it. Now, if he had to go 45, he wouldn't have made it, but only had to go 38. Well, let's go over again, Bill, what's going to happen if Delone does hold on to win this game. And right now, they're up 3 scores, but anything can happen with this Roberts kid's going to set all kinds of records here at Hanover. What he's done.
Yeah, if he can play all 4 years.
If he stays healthy, I mean, he has a rifle, and he gets some. And even the flat passes, the outs, he throws that ball on a rope.
Yep, he's not.
And he's been hitting the slants. They hit the long bomb to Caban. So if Delone does hang on to win this game, they get the outright title in Division III. They also put themselves in 3rd spot in the districts and will play Steel High next week. At least that's what the computer says. We won't know until Sunday night if that's true. They win, they're in the playoffs. They're in there either 3rd or 4th. And we have, like I said, we have the $250 and an anonymous donation for next week to do the game next week, and believe me, that money don't go to Delone. It doesn't go to Bill Smith or Tony Weaver. It goes to the PIAA District 3. It goes to them for allowing us to do the game. Now, they give us a heck of a break on that because we're a school organization, so they give us a break on the price. So it's $250 to do video and audio. And then if Delone does win next week, the championship game will be played at the home of the higher-seeded team. It's $375 to broadcast that game. And Delone would need to come up, or we would need to come up with donations for that. And we will touch more on that next week and tell you how to go about that. My guess is get in touch with Eric Lawrence at Delone, or if if people know me and they want to PM me or text me and tell me they're pledging this much money, I will get that information to Eric for you and let you know that if we can come up with that money. But we will follow Delone as far as they go, and we'll have to wait and see what happens with the volleyball team. If, a lot of times the volleyball team goes to districts. If they start going to states, a lot of times DCBN will go on the road there also. But that again, we would need donations to do those games, because we'd have to check in to see how much those games are to do. I was going to try to have an official up here tonight, but I can't find him. He's out there in the crowd somewhere, and I don't have my phone to text him. So 7 minutes left before we go here. Bill, I'm telling you, this doesn't look like a 1-8 team to me. I don't know how they played the rest of the year, but now Biglerville's leading Bermudian 6-0 at half, and Biglerville put the hurting on Hanover last week, but they stayed right with York Catholic 24-0, and it was 17-0 late in that game till York Catholic scored again. I don't know if this offense was unleashed all year, or this is just. And
I don't know. It could be one of those things that it was a track meet every game, and they just came up short on the defensive end. I don't know.
Well, they're catching the ball tonight too.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe other games they didn't catch the ball, but we didn't see but one drop out there, and we haven't gotten. Well, I shouldn't say they haven't gotten to. We don't have a sack yet.
Right.
But we did put pressure on a couple times where we knocked the ball down. Fulton almost had a pick down here when he dropped off and covered the slant. But other than that, this kid's been on the money every time he threw the ball.
No, he's certainly been hurried. I don't think he ever got to go back.
And the only time he got to go back and throw was the
big
69-yard pass. He was on the 1-yard line. He stepped back almost to the end of the end zone, and he unleashed a ball that was called out here at the 40. And then Caban made it 29 more yards down inside the 30 of Delone. And they went on to score in that drive. So, and what I didn't notice till right about now, there's a nice crowd here tonight. I mean, it's not Delone Hanover, the late 70s and early 80s, but it's one of the bigger crowds that I've seen this year.
And it might look a little empty just because they're the home.
Oh, this home side can set 5,000 on this side.
Yeah, it's a little deceptive.
But the Delone side's pretty full, and there's
it's pretty
people ringing the field here.
But that usually is where I'd usually watch it at the fence most of the time.
Delone band out there in the field putting on their halftime show. Hanover did the pregame show.
Yeah, and I finally get a chance. They're doing tribute to Chuck Mangione, and to be honest with you, I thought there was a good chance to me. You could have convinced me that he was just a character on that King of the Hill show. That's the only place I've ever seen him. But apparently he's an actual real life person with a musical history that goes back decades.
And I think it's going to be really important for Delone to put the brakes on Hanover when they come out here in the second half.
Oh yeah, the tone is, and you always think about that in the beginning of the second half, but I do believe the tone's going to be set.
I mean, I know Coach wanted to play some of the younger kids and get some of the other kids in the game, get his main guys out, but.
And I hope there'll be time to do that, but now's not.
If you get the clock running in a mercy rule game, maybe it's time to do it then, because incomplete passes, the clock will keep running. But you don't want to give this Roberts too much time. We watched him for a freshman. He's 5'11", 170. That's pretty big for a freshman. He has a rifle arm. He has good poise in there. Now, they did keep him in the pocket. We only saw him roll out once or twice, once to the left and then once to the right here late in the first half. But
and they were designed. I mean, it wasn't like he was panicking and trying to take off.
But Coach Bishop drew up that fullback flat pass twice now, and it worked both times. Now, the one time it didn't go quite as far as the touchdown did, but he still got out there open.
Got about 3 more minutes for the halftime. Looks like the band's wrapping up. It's a scary 21-point lead.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Hanover can score any. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't go back to that one receiver Caban throw again. I mean, that was one of the nicest throws I've seen in high school all year. And Delone can't be happy with their pass defense. Now, their run defense, Hanover has got squat in the ground. They haven't run the ball. And Delone's trying to tee off, but every time you run a backer in there, try to run a linebacker in there, he throws a slant and it's complete. So what they got to try to do is get pressure with the front four, and the front four is getting a little bit of pressure.
They're getting penetration, but it's just not quick enough. They're getting the slants off quickly enough. Yeah, we just got a little bit of confirmation on that quick release from the quarterback. He's getting the ball off in just a couple seconds. And we have a fast defensive line. Yeah. And they're not being held up.
You have to put Hanover in 3rd and 12, 3rd and 13. And even that he can get it, but if they get in that, then you got a chance to shut them down. He's trying to, and Coach Bishop's trying to go to the flat a couple times. They picked up a couple yards there, but without a running game, it's a little tough to do what he wants to do. So he has to rely on this Roberts kid to both teams back in the field now.
And we really haven't seen, there were some drop snaps.
Well, after that, they cleaned that up. Yeah.
But we really haven't seen a whole lot of freshman-type play.
No.
And I think it could just be this is the last game of the season. And, he's, he's
Well,
experienced enough.
If he's taking all the reps this year, then he's going to be something in years to come, because he's first of all, his physical size as a freshman, 5'11", 170.
Should only scale up in the next 3 years.
And he looks like he's a heck of an athlete. We haven't seen him run yet, but then why would you want him to run?
Yeah.
You want him to stay healthy and throw the ball. And they're on the sideline now. They're practicing their snaps and stuff. Kid I coached, Steve Weaver, out there. Yeah, I coached him here at Hanover. He's out there working with them right now in their snaps. Like I said, I coached in both sides of this several years. 7 years at Hanover, a lot of years at Delone. And these kids get up for this just as much as they used to. Winding down, I think they might put 3 minutes on the clock. We'll have to see if they do that.
Yeah, I think everybody is just warming up yet. And you don't want anybody to not get the full chance to.
The one thing about Delone, Hanover has not had an answer for the Delone running game, and Delone seems like they can go down the field at will on the ground. But we did fumble the ball once and stop a drive, so we still hope we're getting out to everybody here. From what we see on our devices, we look like we're getting out okay.
Yeah, we're getting Becky Roth said good audio. So we're
Delone coach is back up here in the box.
And here comes.
Again, we want to thank Hanover and Adam Mowry, the AD, and Bob Kress, the field facilitator here, for allowing us to come do this game and bring it to you people tonight. We hope there's people from Hanover watching. We are Delone announcers, but we try to give credit where credit is due to everybody that plays this game, because we know how much they work all week long to get ready to play this game. And Hanover was nice enough to let us come in here, so they didn't have to, and they didn't charge us a fee. So,
Oh yeah, and
thanks to them.
I'm not gonna pretend that I don't want Delone to win, but
I'm sure everybody.
There's
everybody
good
out there
tradition,
knows that, but I
there's
think
good
they got to
game,
say we've been very fair to both teams.
And there's good play on both sides right now, and there's some exciting stuff going on, and I think Hanover can be.
Hanover can hang their head.
Well, I think Hanover's got
Hold their heads very high.
Well, I think they've got a future too.
Yes. Well, they lose a lot of these seniors. Caban goes, their leading receiver here, but all their other, Mason Smith, Roger Walker, Mitchell Brown, are freshmen, sophomore. Their tight end, Bo Geppert, is a sophomore. So they got a lot of these. Melendez is an 11th grader. Now Noel's a senior, the kid that caught the touchdown pass, but they're going to lose a lot of senior leadership, but the skill position players they got coming back. And like the coaches just said, as quick as this quarterback's releasing the ball, it's really tough to get any pressure on him.
Yeah, and that puts more pressure on the secondary to cover and the linebackers to take away some of those lanes for the slants, take away some of the angles that he's not able to work in the pocket and make a good angle down for a throw.
No.
He's got to, when it's time to throw, it's got to be there. And there's an opportunity for some of the linebackers to take that away.
And that's another thing. We have to do a better job covering, because you're right. When he has to throw, he's throwing the ball. And we only saw him throw one or two away.
Right.
Most of the time, he's throwing into the coverage. Espinoza ready to roll here to start the third quarter. Espinoza ready to kick it off. Back is Walker again, number 11. Espinoza booms that one. Walker's going to get it about the 7-yard line. He's up to the 10, 15, 20, and maybe about the 25, 26-yard line. He's going to go down there. That's where the Hawks will take over. And we're sure it's going to be the same outfit in there. Let's see who they have at back. Noel's going to be the back. Roberts is going to be the quarterback. They got Caban in there.
Yeah, I think it's the same receiver.
Roger Walker out here. Yep, Walker in the middle of the other side. Caban in the middle of this side. Double slot. Delone looks like they're playing a little deeper here.
Yeah, they're going with a 3-man line. That's not what we had last half.
Caban in motion. Throws over the middle. It's called out there by Caban. He breaks it loose. He's up over midfield, and he's pushed out of bounds right about the 50. That was just a little swing pass to him, and he broke the first tackle, and he's up here to about the 47-yard line of the Hawks. Another nicely drawn-up play by the coach. You obviously know they want to get the ball to number 2. And the other guys are just, they're receivers, but number 2 is the main guy they want to go to. Delone again in a 3-man front. Handoff to Knoll. He gets a little bit of yardage this time, maybe 4 or 5 yards because of the 3-man line, giving 5 yards. He's up over midfield to about the 48-yard line. We're going to call it 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I kind of feel like you might have to give that up in order to, but then you're still.
There's another give to Knoll, and he ain't going anywhere this time. He's called at the line of scrimmage. A bad snap.
Yeah, it was a bit of a high snap, but we had Tate Nieder in there and Zach Fields. As soon as Robert got the ball down and handed it off, they were in there.
He lost about half a yard, I guess. Call it still 3rd and 5. We're going to call it, even though it's probably closer to 6. Delone in a 3-man line again. We didn't jump. He jumped, but he didn't go across into the neutral zone. Quarterback changing up the play. There's a snap. To give again to Knoll. He spins it around, and he didn't get there.
Yeah.
I think that the change up in the defense has caught the Hawks in a little bit of a quandary here. 10:35 here left in the third quarter, and the Hawks aren't going to punt. They're going to go for it.
But defense kind of gave away that they were blitzing that middle backer, and they ran right at him anyway. I'm not sure.
Changing the play at the line of scrimmage is the quarterback. He gets a snap. He's going to throw a quick slant. The ball's caught, but it's not going to be a 1st down.
Yep, it was short.
He didn't get the 1st down, and the Squires are going to take over at the 45-yard line.
It was clearly a yard or 2 short. He never was anywhere.
And you can't do that when you run that kind of pattern. You got to make sure you got the 1st down. Because Roberts put the ball right where the guy cut, and the cornerback out. I think it's Zimmerman. Zimmerman came up and made the push out of bounds, so Delone's going to take over at the 45-yard line, their own 45, and in comes Mallory with the Squires.
Yeah, I don't think in that situation you can't trust to break a tackle. You can't count on that. That's got to be the bonus. You have to get the 1st down with the catch.
There's a quick
Hefner
breaks free. He's at the 40, 35-30. Pushed out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. I thought his knee might have been down on the ground, but apparently it wasn't.
I think he was really aware of that. But like we just said, you can't count on that happening. Now sometimes it does, and you get 25 yards.
And that's exactly, he got more than 25. He got about 29. But ball's at the 24-yard line. Delone right up, double wing. Here comes Hernandez. Ball's given to Hernandez. He cuts it up over the 20, down inside the 20 to about the 19. I'll give him 5 on that. 2nd down and 5. Let's see where they mark it. They're actually going to mark it at the 18. I can never get that right. 2nd down and 4. 2nd and 4, and I'd be surprised if Mallory throws the ball here. Squire's very heavy again to the left side, or the right side. Here goes Nieder on a counter. He's up. We got a hold, I think, back here. I think we're going to call a hold on Myers. See if they called here. Chop block. And we've seen that a few times this year. On who? Chop block on Hanover. Wow. How can it be a chop block?
That might be a missed call. He might be just going the wrong direction.
Chop block?
No,
Hanover.
It's confirmed.
So Nieder had the 1st down. Now we're going to go half the distance to the 6-yard line. I don't understand that. Maybe they went low enough.
Did number 7 try to chop down? Because they were the ones, people I saw in the backfield were 7 for.
Well, he probably tried to chop down the lead blocker.
Okay.
Because you can certainly go after the knees of the runner. So Delone has the ball at the 6-yard line.
So I was like, no, it was an ID. But
Oh, double reverse back to Hernandez.
And he's
He
into the
takes
end
it
zone.
in.
Hernandez in a 6-yard run for the touchdown makes it 41-14.
Water for about 10, 15 minutes, and it's like Painesville then they gave me
Actually, that was a play called second back. They bring the back in the wing very slow. They take the other back that way, and they give it to him coming back. It looked like a double reverse, but there was only one handoff in there.
Oh, I thought they handed off to Tate, and Tate handed off to. Okay.
Emmy go attempt the extra point here to keep him on the 7s back. Kick is up. It looks good. It is good. It was a double reverse. I'm staying corrected. It was a double reverse.
and then I was in surgery for 2 hours, and I woke up one night.
42-14 Squires. They'll kick off again, and it was a double. I thought it was just second back,
I
but
thought Tate did get that first handoff and then did give it to. But now that makes that going for fourth hurt.
yeah.
You know, I understand you want to keep that drive going. You want to get that score back to 14.
Yeah.
But with now a 28-point deficit,
28-point deficit, and
you've dug yourself into a hole. They've still got the talent. They've still got the play calling to do it.
but you're one score away from getting this to be a mercy rule
Yes.
game, and that. He boomed that one. Espinoza got all of that one back to and that's going to go into the end zone. No,
No,
it
it
don't.
didn't.
It lays
Oh,
at the
wow.
1 yard line, and he fumbled
he's
the
gonna-
ball, and he's going to be tackled right at the 1,
Yeah,
and that's just bad luck. That ball should have went into the end zone. It stuck there like a 7-iron.
It should have gone into the end zone 3 times.
Yeah, and it's
In the air and on
that
two
was
bounces.
that you can't blame that kid on that
No,
play.
he was trying to make a smart play.
Yeah, and the ball's going to be on the 1 yard line. It was a wedge shot into the green. It just
Oh, yeah.
stopped.
That was it was good luck, but it was also great placement to make that possible.
Actually, they're going to bring it out to the 3 because that's where it first started rolling, I guess. I don't know, but it's
No.
out at the 3 yard line. Very dangerous from here. And let's see if he tries to go to Caban on a bomb here again like he did before. Throws it out into the flat. The
And
ball's
it was
dropped
dropped.
out there. Number 13, Mitchell Brown, couldn't handle it. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10. You know, as soon as Espinoza kicked that, I thought it was in the end zone.
I thought it was close, but it was.
But how did it get marked down at the 3? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't understand
I
that
think
one.
that
but,
was.
but anyway, that's where it is. Motion goes Caban out to the left side. Actually, they're going to reset out there. They're going to put trips out to the left side. Tight ends also on the left side. There's a pass down the field. Pass incomplete.
I think he was hit as he threw.
Well, he wanted the Caban to run a sort of an in pattern there, and he didn't. He tried to break it up the sideline. I don't know if he gave him a signal before he went, but he threw the ball inside and nobody was there. So we'll bring down a 3rd and long here, 3rd and 10 from the 3 yard line. Actually, it's almost it's at the 3. Caban going out to the left side again. Again, it's the same tight end and double slot over here to the. They give it handoff. Noel,
the ball carrier.
and he gets nowhere. He's back up to about the 5. 3rd down 9.
Bring up 4th down and 8.
They are at the 5, so it's going to be a tight.
Yeah, 8:45 left here in the 3rd quarter.
The ball spot on the 5 yard line.
Hernandez back deep for the Squires.
I think Tate Nieder's going back there with him. Yeah, they have 2 back.
Noel right on about a yard from the end line. Good snap. Nice kick. Comes to Hernandez at about the 40, 35, 30, 20. Oh, we got a block in the back up here, so that's going to come back. Hefner is going to be called for blocking in the back, and they're going to mark that at about the 29 yard line, so it'll be 15 yards from there. Hernandez took it down inside the 10, but that's coming back. See where they mark it out here. The ref's marking it back now. The 29. It should go to about the 44, but 35, 40. That's only a 10-yard penalty. So what are they marking it there? 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Squires at the 39-yard line. Gabe Lee out here to the left. Myers, the tight end, over to the right. Nieder goes and give to Fulton on a delay up the middle. Fulton's going to get down to the 45-yard line, or I'm sorry, the 35-yard line, give him 3. 2nd down and 7.
Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6.
After bringing the play in.
I'd locked out whatever I got there. Plus, how long was it? How long were you on? Oh, it was. No, it's like.
Give to Fulton again. He has a little bit more yardage this time, down close to the 1st down.
I think he made it.
If he doesn't have it, it's going to be awful close.
2 hours. I woke up.
8 yards.
And it is a 1st down for Fulton.
Gain for Squire, 1st down.
Mark the ball at the 28-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Squires.
Let's see. I was out. I woke up. It was like 10:30. My surgery was like 7:30.
Mowry gives the ball in a counter inside to Tate Nieder. He breaks it outside. He's going to get maybe 6 before he's nice tackle out there
Nieder, the ball carrier.
by number 5, Luke Mumal.
We're about 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter here, and it will be about 2nd and 6 or 2nd and 4.
Another touchdown and extra point will put this into the mercy rule where the clock will run. And the way that Hanover throws the ball on them incomplete passes, that's going to kill a lot of time.
That is going to really hurt.
Squires strong here to the left side this time. Goes Hernandez up the middle. He's going to break it down for a 1st down to about the 11-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Squires down in right. Well, let's see where they mark. I think they're moving it back to the 12. Call it the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 12.
Northeastern 21 lost at 7.
42-14 right now. Single back in the backfield. Mowry up under center. Throws the ball out to Gabe Lee. He makes a move, but he's going to get maybe 2 yards on that.
Yeah, but
And we got a late flag flying in there.
I think we had a block in the back.
Gain of about 2. It's going to be up 2nd and 8.
Block in the back. Late flag comes in there after the catch.
Flag on the play, a block in the back on the Squires.
And it's going to be a block in the back.
10-yard penalty.
So the ball's going to come back out to, let's see, the 22-yard line. And that was a spot foul. Yeah, it was a block in the back. Pretty easy to see there.
I'm about 10 seconds behind. I'm about 10 seconds behind watching on my
Yeah.
phone, so I'd actually get to almost see a instant replay of that.
Double wing for the Squires. Nieder in motion. There's a pitch to Nieder. He slips a little bit, tries to get outside. He breaks a tackle, stays in his feet, down inside the 10. Let's see where they mark him. He got the penalty yardage back.
And he set up a great block for Austin Stahl.
And where are they going to mark him? They're going to mark him at the 11, so it's 2nd down and 9. He got the penalty plus some back.
Hanover School District like to thank Kenworthy Funeral Home for the donation of the Nighthawk stencil found.
5 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Give to Hernandez on the inside. He breaks a tackle.
Hernandez, the ball carrier.
Down inside the 10, still driving to about the 8 or the 7. Going to bring up a 3rd down and let's call it 7. They got to get to the 2-yard line and they're on 9. I have to see if Coach Zortman kicks a field goal here. He tries to go for the mercy rule. Taking his time getting the plays in. Hefner going to the wrong side. He has to come out here to the left. Tight end to the right. Oh, wow. Trips to the right. Hefner in the shotgun. Back to throw. He looks. He's going to run it now. He's down to the 5, and it's going to not be enough for the first down. It's going to be 4th down and about, and I think Squires are going to try a field goal, I think.
Roll from the stop to the Nighthawk.
It's inside the 5 at about the 4. We've got a Nighthawk down on the field out here. So Corey's going to have time to think about this. Nice move there by Mowry to tuck it under and go.
Yeah.
Everybody was covered. They tried to flood that side of the end zone, but the floods are really a tough play to run down at the goal line because they don't have to cover as much field.
Right. The end line becomes a defender as well.
I hope that Hanover kid's okay. He was the one that forced Mowry back inside. The ball's inside the 5. They need to get to the 2. So it's less than 3 yards. We'll have to see what the Squires do here. They're up 42-14.
Yeah, looking back, it looked like he was just blocked and kind of rode out of the play. I don't know if he twisted and as he fell because he kind of went out of frame, but he's not gotten up yet.
Oh, he's sitting up, and now
Okay.
I think they got him sitting up now. We'll have to see if they can get him off the field here or they need some assistance. They're rolling him over now. Looks like he's sitting there. Doesn't it look like he's sitting up now?
It does. He's sitting up. He is sitting.
So that's good. And now I think the player's getting up. He's going to come off the field. We'll try to get a number for you.
It's 87.
87?
Yeah.
87, Bo Geppert coming off the field. Seems to be okay. And the Squires are going to try the field goal. Emmy's going to come in and try field goal from the, it'll be, let's see.
22.
22-yard field goal, yeah. Emmy will attempt a 22-yard field goal. Snap's good, the kick's up, and it is good, I think. No good. Wide to the left. Wide right, I'm sorry.
No good.
That keeps the score at 42-14. Man, that looked like it went inside the goalpost to me, but
It might. I think it was just outside the right.
First and 10 Nighthawks.
he didn't get that one like he got his extra points. I know that.
All the 20-yard line.
So Hanover takes over to 20. The ball moves back out to the 20 and a missed field goal. That's where the Hawks will take over. 3:43 left here in the third quarter. So they're going to have to play most of this drive without Geppert in there. And he's been really good at tight end, so they're going to have to go with their wideouts again here. A little bit of a misdirection play for the Hawks, and they bring it out here over the 20.
About
Let's
25.
see. Yeah, about the 26, actually. They started at the 20. So give them second down here.
The ball carrier.
And this defense sort of got them shaken up, the three-man line.
Job by Josh Fulton, the Squires. Second down 5, you Nighthawks.
Give to Mendez. He's going to try to get around the end. He's not going to have the first down. He's going to be close at about the 27, but he's knocked down by a host of Squires in there. 57 for the Squires made the first initial hit.
That Overdorf?
No, Overdorf, the 55, I'm sorry. Nick Groft in there also. Third down, call it a long 2. Out in the flat. Again, the fullback was wide open in the flat. He slunk out there. They had actually 2 backs in the backfield that time. Fourth down. I think the Hawks are going to go for it. What do they got? No, wait a minute. They're putting their punting team in. This might be a fake punt, though. Can't believe they're going to just kick this away. Noel back deep to punt.
Not with the way the Squires have been running the ball.
Yeah. Two back deep for the Squires again.
You give them the ball at about the 40 or 50.
There's the snap. Oh, we got a penalty, and let's see. Hanover called a timeout. They want to think about this, I think, a little bit.
Timeout, Nido.
Scores 42-14.
What was the one? It was
2:42 left here in the third quarter.
that Tuesday. Apparently, like Kevin was like, "Yes, sir." So like.
Yeah, why would you call a timeout here unless you're going to change your mind and go for it? I don't know why
Yeah,
why you would burn one of your timeouts.
No, but like now we're doing it.
You say, I mean, if you're giving up, why take the time? Why not just
Yeah.
punt? And if you're not giving up, you're wasting a timeout. Okay.
Hawks still in punt formation. Maybe they didn't have enough people in the field. You know, maybe I
Could
didn't.
have been. I didn't.
That could have been what it was. They may not have had enough people in the field. Noel back deep in the punt formation.
And so only
Snaps, bad
very-
snap, but he got it, and nice play, but then he kicks it out here to the side. That ball's going to die right about the 48-yard line. Well, where are they going?
46.
Ball hit out of bounds, didn't it?
No, I don't
Okay,
think it did.
46-yard line. That's where the Squires will take over their own 46. Noel converted disaster there by
Yes,
grabbing
he
that
did.
ball on a snap that was high.
But then I think the way the Squires were setting back for a return,
Yeah.
you might have been able to take off with
Yeah.
it.
Squires take over here, 3 minutes and 2:31 left here. Double wing. Tate Nieder goes in motion, gives to Fulton. Fulton dragging people with him like he usually does.
Gets about 7.
And they're going to call him down even though he's not down. They're going to give him 7 yards on that. I think there's a flag.
I don't see any.
Illegal shift alone.
Oh,
Yeah, the guy threw it from that sideline.
okay.
That's going to bring the ball back and add 5 yards to the penalty. Somebody wasn't set for a second. Come on, Mr. Ref, 5 yards. You wouldn't think it's that hard, but
Well, especially when you set the ball at the yard line every time, it shouldn't be that hard.
Squires
Now,
up.
I say this thinking about potentially going into being an official, but I just see that as a shortcut.
Give to Fulton again. He breaks it outside. He gets the yardage back in the penalty and then some.
And almost back to where they had him down before.
Yeah.
So he got about 10.
Brought the ball outside. He picks up, they give him 10, and it's going to be second down and long
down.
5.
Maybe second and 6. Maybe he got 9.
Probably. Who was it?
1:10 left here in the third quarter. Squires up to the line of scrimmage. Give to Fulton again.
Fulton, the ball carrier.
And he's going to come up a little short now. Third down and about, long 3.
Third down. 4. No one to stop.
See if the Squires go wide here. Back to throw. Oh, off the outstretched arms of Joe Hernandez, and a nice throw. I thought Joe should have had that one.
Yeah, you say that. I
They
don't think
flooded-
the arms were as outstretched as they could have been.
They flooded this side and a little bit of alligator arms there, and going to bring up a 4th down. Nice call. He was wide open. It almost looked like sort of the play that Hanover runs, clearing out. Back to punt is Lee. Nice high punt.
Spiral punt down to the 5-yard line.
A little bit of room out here. There's a block in the back. It's going to come back. Number 2, Caban brings it up over the 40, almost to the 40, but there's a penalty flag back at about the 15-yard line. Actually, 2 flags back there.
But he is dangerous.
Yeah, he can fly. But it looks like it's going to be a block in the back or a hold down there. Hawks are walking back. They still didn't get an official call here from the White Hat. We'll have to wait and see what he calls. And that's going to put the Hawks pretty deep in the territory here. Half the distance will take it to about the 7.5. And we got a hold. They're blocking the back. I guess that's a sign for. Take it inside the 10 to about the 7. And that's where the Hawks will take over.
First 10 Nighthawks ball is going to be spotted on the 9-yard line.
11 seconds left here in the third quarter. And this defense has sort of caught the Hanover off guard here a little bit.
So I think the change was enough to almost dare them to run.
And they are running and picking up 3-4 yards at a time, but it's not really. That's going to be the end of the third quarter.
If you do that, you're not going to come back from a 28-point deficit.
Brought down by a meter. And the third quarter.
So making them make a choice between 2 options that either pass with an additional coverage person back there or run and get small chunks that aren't going to do you any good or not going to do you enough good in enough time.
So we're going to start the fourth quarter here with the Squires up 42-14.
To the press box. They're playing your drive. 8-6-1-1-2-9.
Once again, stay tuned to social media this week and any announcements from Delone Catholic about the game next week, where it will be, who will we be playing. Looks like Steel High at Stilton, but that won't be finalized till Sunday night. We will be there if the score remains what it is here at Shepherd or Mares.
Well, if they come back from 28 down, that would.
Yeah, well.
I would be happy to be here. I'd be sad that they lost, that the Squires lose, but it would be a thing to behold, and it might turn this Roberts kid into a legend before he even gets his driver's license.
Looking to throw across the middle. Ball's dropped out here. Nice play by number 19 Zimmerman again.
Yeah, he had that timing set up.
Oh, he was going to let him catch it and then tackle it.
He got the arm in there right as the ball got there. But yeah, he was playing conservatively.
3rd and 5.
He knows the time, down distance, and the score.
Ball's fumbled by the quarterback. He picks it up. He throws deep.
And
the ball's caught. Mowry looked like he was on the coverage there, and Brown, or number 11, Roger Walker made the catch.
Mowry looked like he was going to get an interception.
And Mowry thought he had the ball picked.
And Walker just took it from him. I mean, that was...
And the ball, we should have had a sack because he fumbled the ball. Motion.
And he picked it up like a loaf of bread with one hand, too.
Give up the middle, and that time number 35, Brett Knoll, picks up about 4 yards. Hanover right back in the ball. Knoll has to come out of the game. He's cramped up a little bit. Melendez goes in there.
Yeah, it looks like that. I hope that's all that it is.
Yeah, it looks like a little more in a cramp now, doesn't it?
I don't know. I think it could be a cramp. It could be a calf cramp. But it could be an ankle too. I'm not sure.
Quick out, Colt. It's not going to be a first down. It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 1 at the 49-yard line. Number 12.
It's going to be a 4-yard gain. It's going to bring up 3rd down 1.
Sorry, number 10 made that catch, Mason Smith. 3rd down 1. Give to Mendez. He has a first
Does
down
have
and
first.
more. Going to come down to about the 46-yard line. First and 10 for the Hawks.
6-yard gain on the play. First and 10 Hawks.
10 minutes left here in the game. Squires up by 28. Hawks got a nice little drive going here.
O'Brien on the tackle for the Squires. First and 10 ball on the Squires 46-yard line.
Back to throw. Roberts under a little bit of pressure. That time he just throws it way downfield. They're going to call interference, but
Ball on the field. Pass intended for Caban.
Wow. Ball was way past him when he was hit. Somebody got to the quarterback that time and dumped him after he threw, too. So, pass interference against the Squires. That's a 15-yard penalty. And that's going to be a first down, and it's going to take the ball down to the 31-yard line. First and 10 for the Hawks.
It's going to be first and 10 Hawks. Ball is going to be spotted on the Squire 31.
Roberts gets it. There's a handoff to Mendez. Runs into the 3-man line, and he gets maybe 2 yards before he's dropped.
Ahead for 3 coming up, 2nd and 7. Ryan Myers on the tackle for the Squires.
Second and 7. Clock running. Jet sweep this time. A little bit of room. It's not going to be enough for the first down. Take them down to the 25.
Now we're on the tackle.
It's Caban on the run. Third down and about 4.
Yeah, I've been checking, especially with the run plays. It's taken them about 15 seconds between plays,
Yeah.
and they're getting 3 or 4 at a time. Their time's going to run out way too fast, even with the effective offense that Hanover's running.
And Delone's just going to sit there in that 3-man line because they don't want to give up anything big.
Right.
Roberts gets the ball. I thought he moved the quarterback. It's quick out. Nice catch. Breaks it down to about the 15-yard line.
he did.
He's still on his feet, and he goes into the end zone. Was that Caban again for a touchdown? I thought he was tackled, but he wasn't tackled, and he goes 21 yards for a touchdown. (42-20). And Noel, are they going for 2 here, or are they going to go for 1? Looks like they might go for 2 because I think their kicker's hurt. Noel's down here in the sideline. He ain't going to be kicking. So they're going to go for 2. And it's a timeout. Hanover.
No.
They have to go for 2. Noel down here in the sideline hurt, so he's their kicker.
We held the Hanover High School on Saturday, November 9th at 9 a.m. The money raised supports
8:14 left here in the game. Hanover makes it a 3-score game now.
Whether you walk or run, please join us for this event. Information can be found in tonight's program or at the HPST Athletics website. The Hanover Public School would like to thank Golf Cart Services and Blue Officer for their continued origination of the golf cart for the fall sports season.
Hanover only has 1 timeout left, too. That's going to hurt them in the long run here.
Yeah, especially after taking this last one. I know that they couldn't kick, but I don't know. And it may not really matter, but using a timeout again for a 2-point play, I don't know.
Roberts rolls. He looks into the end zone. He fires. The ball's knocked away, so the 2-point conversion is going to be no good.
That was
knocked
a good
away
play by Zimmerman. Yeah,
No good. Thrown out by Zerna of the Squires.
He was in a great
8
position.
9 left in the fourth quarter of the Squires 20.
So it's 42-20, and we'll have to look for an onside kick here from Hanover. Delone, they need a couple first downs here to run this out. So not the cleanest game for the Squires tonight.
No, there's gonna be some work to do this week.
Because Steel High is going to bring a lot more speed to the table like they did in the early game.
And there were a few of the mistakes, like the fumble before half, that they
Yeah.
recovered from. Steel High didn't let us recover from stuff beginning of the year.
No.
And they're not gonna.
Let us
They're not
cover
gonna
the
this
next
week
time either.
Yeah.
They've only lost one game all year. Well, another thing, Noel was our kickoff guy, so now they have to go with the freshman here. He's going to kick too. Roberts is going to kick.
Well, I did see him I did see Noel trotting around, but he's not quite ready. I guess.
He's not quite
Yeah.
ready. Next thing, Roberts will be selling ice cream and stuff. He does
He's got
everything.
everything.
He kicks it down in the no man's land there, where it's picked up by
Gabe Lee.
and Gabe Lee runs it back out here to the 40-yard line, where it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Squires at their own 40.
Return brought down by Casey Law.
Look for the Squires to slow it down a little bit and just get what they can on the ground here and pick up a first down or two and run this clock down.
Yeah, we have 8:03 left, and it's one of those things. If Delone can break one and get a score early, they can get.
There's a give to Hernandez. He's trying to get outside. Bottled up. He's going to get 2
give
yards.
enough.
Ball there.
He got 2 yards. Hanover can only stop the clock one more time, I think, right?
Right.
Actually, they're going to give him 1 yard in that play. Squires have Lee out here to the right. There's a quick pitch on this side, a little bit of room.
Hernandez, the ball carrier.
Hernandez has the first down. Breaks it back across the middle. Hernandez is going to be inside the 30, down to about the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Squires on a quick pitch.
I was a little concerned. It looked like Tate Nieder
May have turned up too
upfield a
early,
little
yeah.
I'd have probably threw the flag on that one.
Clock running, 7 minutes left. Big first down there for the Squires. Keep this game moving.
Yeah, I missed about the first 10 yards of that run because I was looking for a flag on the other side of the field.
Hernandez in motion. Give to Fulton. Fulton has 5 before he stopped there. There's a little bit of extracurricular activity going on down there. Now it's going to be a flag, I think, on the Hanover guy. Have to see who they call that on. There was a little extracurricular activity between Hefner and number 80. Is that 88?
It's either 80, I think it's 80.
80?
Yeah.
Matthew Murray. And let's see, they're going to call personal foul against Delone and a personal foul against Hanover, and with offsets. They offset the foul.
So it's nothing.
So it's nothing. It's second down and
Village will offset.
2nd and 5. 2nd and 4. We'll go with the initial play. Clock's going to start running again. 6:30 left in the game. Delone 42, Hanover 20. Squires up to the line of scrimmage. Give around this side to Tate Nieder. He breaks it down through the tight ropes down to about the 7-yard line, the 6-yard line. Take it's up. See where they mark him. They're going to mark him right at the 5, I think. First down for the Squires at the 5-yard line. .6:16 left in the game. Squires 1st and 10 at the 5. Bowery gives the ball to Fulton. Fulton dives for the end zone. He makes it to the 1-yard line.
Ball down on the 1-yard line by Perry. 2nd goal Squires.
6 minutes left in the game. 2nd down at the 1. Give to Fulton. He walks into the end zone from the 1-yard line.
Now he gets it. He usually takes some of the. Well, that's like the second time third, because they did it twice in a row. They called him short, but he's had a couple that were no doubt about it.
So it's 48-20.
Score update.
Yeah, I wish they'd have got that earlier and made this a mercy roll game so they get these kids off the field. Emmy's going to try to make it 49-20. There's a snap. It's back. The kick is up.
And his extra point is no good.
No good.
Squires 49 and that helps 20.
So it's 48-20. As the Squires come back up the field, they'll have to kick off one more time. 5:39 left in the game. Number 11 back deep, Walker for the Hawks. Number 7 back there, Casey Lara also. Booms it into the end zone this time.
That one made it in, yep.
Bring it out to the 20. The Hawks will take over 1st and 10. Let's see if the Hawks make any changes here to their offense. It doesn't look like it. Same group of characters going in there. People starting to head out of here to the stadium.
Well, not everybody's got the front row seats that you and I have.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that parking lot back behind the visitors' stands is full. I mean,
it was a nice crowd here tonight. Double slot in motion. There's a jet sweep to number 11. He's going to be dragged down after a gain of about 4. That's Roger Walker, the kick returner. He gets about 4. Second and 6, and Hanover had to go away. The defense is starting to make them just try to run the ball here.
Yeah, and that's just going to keep them out of reach, and that's all there is to it.
Well, like you said, they're taking 15, 20 seconds between each play, too, so the clock's going to keep running. Same set. Gave it to the up back this time. He breaks it into the clear, and that's Knoll back in the game. He must only had a cramp because he brings it out here to the 40-yard line. They faked the jet sweep that time and gave it to Knoll right up the middle, but again, he's going to have to come out of the game. Looks a little gimpy coming out here. If it was a cramp, it might have hit him again.
It kind of looks his left leg now. I think it was his right. I think it might be his left now. Or it could just be the same one. But
Mendez back in the game.
At least it's only a cramp, I think.
Bad snap. Ball's on the ground. Picked up by Mendez, the up back, and he's going to go down right for about a yard loss.
Delone is the ball carrier.
Yeah, one thing I'm seeing is not a whole lot of urgency on Roberts for getting down and getting the ball. He kind of bends down with one hand.
Yeah, he should just cover up on that quickly.
Yeah. Or at least bend it at the knees and grab the ball with both. That's precious cargo when you don't have it in your hand.
Looking down deep. He's under a little bit of pressure this time. He throws the ball deep. It's going to be out of bounds, and he's dropped. He was hit late. Late in his throw, not late, but he was trying to get the ball deep to number 11 out here. Covered nicely by whoever the corner. Is that Zimmerman over here in this corner? Yeah, Zimmerman
it is.
had him covered.
He's had a lot of work tonight, but even with that big one, he played it well, and he did make the stop.
Roberts over here getting the call. Now it's 3rd down and about 11.
3:41 to go.
3:41 left here in the game. Ball's batted down.
Oh,
It's
no, it wasn't batted
intercepted.
down. It was intercepted.
Intercepted. And who got the touchdown?
Wyatt Schuschler, number 11.
Wyatt Schuschler. Well, who knocked the ball down?
It was either Zach or sorry.
It
was either Nick or
Stahl.
Yeah, Nick or Alston. Yeah.
Schuschler picked it off as it hung in the air and went in for the touchdown on a 31-yard touchdown return. So that's going to make it, if he makes this extra point, the mercy rule will be in effect. See if he can make it here. The snap is back. The kick is down. The kick is up. And it's good, and that's going to put the mercy rule into effect at 55-20.
3:32 left in the game. Squires 55, they hold 20.
So with 3:32 left in the game, the mercy rule will go into effect. It's 55-20 to Squires. We're going to have to, we know Schuschler's the guy that came up with it. We don't know who knocked it in the air.
I did look back. It was hard to tell. It was either Nick Groft or Alston Stahl, but I couldn't. They were both right in on
Yeah,
it.
they were both in there, and the ball just went to Schuschler, and he ran it in. I thought it was knocked down.
From what I saw, I was like, that's going to go slow enough to perhaps be pulled in.
So it's 55, and we're going to 55-20, and we're going to put some more guys in here in the kickoff team. It looks like for Delone, whole new slew, a bunch of new numbers in there.
Yeah.
Number 11 still back for Hanover. Roger Walker. Espinoza booms it. He hits that one pretty well too. That ball's into the end zone too, so that's going to come out to the 20. So once they set the ball and once the first play is run, the clock will keep running. And that sends a lot more people to their cars out there on the John Street side of the field here. And Delone, let's see, it looks like they got a bunch of new numbers in there in defense. I don't think Hanover can put too many new numbers in there because they're all freshmen and sophomores
they don't have
anyway.
a whole lot of extra people.
Roberts back with Mendez behind him. Walker in motion, give to Mendez up the middle. He breaks it up for about 2 yards before he's knocked down by Wilderson in there. 74 and number 40 made a tackle. Who's that for the Squires?
40's Fulton.
Fulton, yeah. He leaves the game now. Again to Mendez, and he's going to be tackled by Wilderson and number 51 for the Squires. Jordan Spore.
He's in my homeroom. He's a senior. He's
3rd down, 7 for the Hawks. So it looks like Delone's going to win the division and go on to the districts. And like I said, stay tuned. Sunday, Monday, we'll let you know where we're going to be and who we're going to be playing next week. Back to throw. He's looking deep. Oh, and the ball was might have been tipped. It might have been tipped by number 59 for Delone, and that's Micah Ford. And then number 10 couldn't handle it after that. The clock's going to keep running here. The Hawks are going to punt, and Knowles in the punt. Hefner back deep for the Squires.
Colin Gephardt back deep to receive.
Ball's going to drop dead right about the 44-yard line, 43-yard line. And that's where the Squires will take over, and I'm sure, it's almost take a knee time here so you don't get anybody injured. Minute 23 left in the game. The Hawks put up a valiant effort here tonight. They got a team that's going to be pretty good down the road if they can keep this bunch together.
Yeah, that's the thing. They have a young core of skill position guys. Behind Roberts, they have 2 or 3 years to become scary.
Yeah, if they get a line to go with it. Keller in at quarterback. He hands off to the new ball carrier. We're going to have to try to get the number here. Oh, Hefner. And we're under 45 seconds here, and
probably just have one more.
Yeah, it's probably going to do it here shortly. Keller gives the number 25. That's Dylan Staub. He breaks it up here for the first down. That's going to be probably the game.
Yeah, 20 seconds left.
20 seconds left in the game. I think that's going to be it.
First and 10 Squires.
And that's going to do it here at Shepherd and Myers. Final score, Delone Catholic 55, Hanover 20. And Phil, there's not much to wrap up here. It finally got to what we thought it would be, a mercy rule game, but the big thing is Delone wins the Division III championship all by themselves. They go into the district playoffs as at least hopefully the number 3 seed, and we're going to have to see if we play Still High next week. So that's about all we can say here tonight. Delone did what they had to do, come in here. It wasn't the prettiest game, but they won 55-20.
Well, then I think Hanover does have a future.
Yes, Hanover does have a future. They got some really good players out there. We want to give them all the credit in the world. Also, listen to social media, listen to the radio. Delone will have it out there where we're going to be next week. It'll be decided Sunday night. For Bill Smith, Danny Smith, I'm Tony Weaver. Good night from Shepherd and Myers.